Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of a brand new campaign. I'm pleased to bring it to all of your attention and your viewing pleasure, as this is something that I've put some time writing in and a lot of effort with the people that are going to be playing, creating their characters to show you guys the escape from Az'ketral prison. Now, I'll be the Dungeon Master. My name's Az'venturer. You can find me on Instagram. And I'm joined today by these lovely people. Give everyone a wave, guys. Some of them you may recognise, some of them you may have played games with before. But if you haven't had the gracefulness to meet their acquaintance just yet, we're going to meet them right now. Em, can you give us a wave? This is Em. She's awesome. Joe, can you give us a wave?
Good evening.
Hannah, can you give us a wave? Bill?
Hi.
Miss Corvina?
Hello.
And last but not least, Anne.
Hey.
Yes, these are going to be our wonderful players whilst they are getting through this campaign. It is a short form campaign. It is written and made for around 10 to 15 sessions. You will be watching them level up as they go through from levels 5 to 12 and embarking and trying to, yes, escape the dreadful prison of Az'ketral. Now, this prison has been overrun by demons. So expect to see a lot of infernal shenanigans, and we'll try and see if the guys can survive all the way through. I hope you guys do, because it is a very fun campaign, and I'd love for you guys to get all the way to the end. But without further ado, let's start our campaign, The Escape from Az'ketral Prison. The first thing that you will witness, a blazing blue light taking your vision and obscuring the local surroundings. It is cold. There is a feeling of hopelessness that lingers within this place. Echoes and murmurs of lost souls almost corrupt your ears. As you awaken, most of you are chained and bound to these stone tablets, your feet and wrists chained and fastened. As your vision comes to you, looking around this large broken tower, the walls are dark, covered in a corruptive feel. The stone flooring around you has this bluish hue setting through the cracks. Blackened tendrils of corruption feed up these stone tablets, which you are all but one affixed to. In the center, you see a blazing fire which hovers 3 feet off the ground. You watch as the embers rise from this fire and filter off. Suddenly, tendrils of this flame start to writhe and exude from this flame in the center. Looking around, you don't see the full forms of the other people that are in this room. Instead, they are shadowed. They are obscured purposely from your vision. You can see the silhouettes of fellow adventurers. You cannot see their faces. As this flame in the center writhes, you watch this arm with demonic claws reach out of the flame, slam onto the stone as it cracks. The arm itself wreathed in this blue soul fire. Again, another arm from the other side of this fire pit slams out onto the ground. You watch as these arms fixate into the ground. Head pushes out from the fire. Two large horns wreathed in flame. A smile that stretches from ear to ear. The teeth and tongue of this being. Flame. Anne, your character stands, stunned, motionless, unable to move in front of this fire, in front of this demon, which emerges. You see his head is around the size of your body. His actual figure and form is this fire. It is this living flame. His body extends from it, so there is no base to his form. As he crawls out and lifts himself up to stand, cracking whatever corruptive bone is holding this figure up. So, it seems that the Az'ketral are finally putting their work. What is your name, young one? You feel a tension in your throat suddenly loosen, allowing you to speak as the demon looks at you with his blue flamed eyes. Your name?
My name is Tamsin. What's your name? I thought I might meet someone like you one day. I'm curious.
Curiosity doesn't always serve you well, Tamsin. My name is Shethak, and I am what you mortals would know as a processor. But a processor of beings of talent. I am hired by the Wardeness herself to figure out where in this place that is so bereft of light and hope to put you. Can you explain to us and those at home what Shethak sees?
So first of all, my character is all completely white. Her skin is completely white, her hair, eyebrows, everything, but she has very intricate mustard yellow tattoos all over her body. And she has paint under her nail, ink, maybe. And she has a lot of piercings on her ear, one in her nose. And she is super small, maybe 4 feet if you're being generous. And she is very small and not that muscular.
Shethak looks at you, Tamsin. Looks you up and down. And then straight into your eyes, and you feel this motion of being locked in. Again, your throat tightens. You might be wondering why I haven't prepared you a seat along with these other adventurers, these mortals who have so willingly got themselves captured. Well, you have the honor of being the first for me to inspect. Will you
Inspect?
willingly? Yes, indeed, inspect. Will you willingly allow me to delve into your mind, into your memories, to see who I'm truly speaking with, Tamsin?
Will it hurt?
Only if you...
I'm gonna close my eyes and just look at him palm up and pray it won't hurt.
Wonderful. He circles you, and you feel this wisp of flame which, growing up in this world, although fantasy though it is, flame is hot. But this is cold to the touch. As he reads around your body in a motion, you feel the hairs stand on your arms and your back, and then following down your other arms, noticing and feeling him swirl around you until he stops just behind you. This huge demonic claw wreathed in flame arcs above your head, slams down. Your eyes roll to the back of your head. Your mouth opens as your neck stretches up. A huge inhale as he delves deep into your memories. To you, flashing images of quests that you have gone on, things that you have conquered, failures that you have come up against as he is digging, ripping through these memories, trying to find that one singular thing which makes Tamsin who she is, until he appears at a moment. Tamsin, could you tell me, what is the one moment which you think defines you as an adventurer?
You see Tamsin, she is in a very, very small... It's musty, it stinks, it's kind of dark. But there's only one window behind her. And the reason for that is she's got a lot of old instruments, a lot of needles that are all color-coded. And there's a man in front of her who's just biting down on a wooden stick. And she's telling him to stop fidgeting. And she grabs her needle and she starts with the color and she's making one line and then the other. And then she kind of freezes. There's a oof, a wave of pressure almost. And it feels as if there's something connecting. And she starts to do another line and then another little circle. And then everything moves slightly. And that's when she realizes that might be a rune. She saw this in a book somewhere. She's sure of it. And she touches it. And the guy in front of her just freezes. His eyes go completely white. And he starts shaking. And she touches it again. And she tries to erase the tattoo she was just doing. And then she puts more ink. And then he falls on the ground. As if just the life just got drained out of him. She doesn't know what happened. She takes everything that she had, she packs it in her bag, doesn't even look back, and she runs. She runs into the night. And since then, she tried to figure out, what did she write? What was that room?
Running out of this hut, a forest appears in front of you. The dark of night overlooming. A foggy evening, hyperventilating and worried for what just happened, what you did to this person. whispers through the trees around you, babbling just. What's she done? She's a monster. All around you. And these whispers start to get louder and louder and louder until they fall silent. And a silhouette of a man standing in front of you in the fog of this canopy, of this tree line. He puts a hand up to wave at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna wave back at him, but I'm gonna grab my backpack, which is just a leather cylinder, and I'm just gonna take out one of my needle, wave at him, and just be prepared.
He slowly puts his hand down and begins to walk towards you out of this mist very slowly, almost crooked, a leg scraping along the floor, one shoulder down, head cocked just back a little. And as he starts to come into vision, as the moonlight hits his skin, you see the same man that you were tattooing moments before. Skin decayed, some of it ripped, exposing bone underneath. Cloth of his clothes ragged, ripped, decayed. And he stops in front of you. You begin to see cracks form in his skin, and a blue light emerge from these cracks. His arm flicks, his neck cracks. You watch these cracks, these blue neon cracks within his skin, otherworldly, start to split. An arm reaches from one of the cracks. Another reaches from it. The head of Shethak, the demon that you met, pierces from this figure. And instantly, straight up to you.
Delightful. So you're a murderer.
It wasn't intentional. I swear. It really wasn't. It was just a tattoo. I didn't know.
The darkness provides are never our intention.
Sweet Tamsin, as he runs his clawed nail down your face.
Interesting that you would carry this burden. But it helps me decide who you are and where you belong.
You are pulled out of this vision, now standing back in this room. He looks at you.
Never forget your skills. They are everything.
He very gently wisps his hand. You feel yourself grabbed telekinetically by nothing, almost as if this huge hand is wrapped around you. You are dragged to the side of this place. In synergy with this happening, another one of you, your hands and feet are loosened from these chains as you are pulled forward, and Tamsin, you take their place. Bill, your character is pulled forward into the same spot. You feel, as you have just awoken, this transport of space between you from being locked and shackled. There is a relief to your wrists and your feet as they are no longer constrained, but now your vision is just of this huge horned flaming demon in front of you.
Soldier of the light.
Bill, can you describe to me, the rest of us, and those watching at home, who and what this demon sees?
Yeah.
Before this demon, you see Gregor Driftwood, soldier of Eos. He looks up at the demon, baring his neck with an act of defiance. His 6'6" frame, dressed in well kept but clearly old armor, as old as he is. He's an elderly orc, pale green skin, slicked back, and white hair, which is what would draggled now, with a cloudy sightless on his left, with a battle scar going down it, and almost like a makeshift splint on his right leg from an old war wound. And so his 6'6" frame is somewhat down to about 6'2", 6'3", where he has to hunch over. Scars all over his body, covered by the armor, but you can see them coming up the neck. And he looks at this devil as much as he can, without straining, directly in his face.
Didn't you, soldier?
Sorry.
Is it my demonic lineage?
I've seen many like you, similar to you. All have fallen to my sword, the swords of my men. Do what you must.
Yes. I don't need to taste the blood on your sword. I can see it by looking in your eyes that you have closed the lives of many demonkind. And I say to that, good for you, old-timer.
As you feel yourself locked in place as he slowly moves himself around you. A claw on your armor and a screech of metal as he very gently runs his one claw over your shoulder plate. As you see, he's left this blackened, scorched claw mark.
Oh, yes. Age has not been kind to you. But
You see, sorry, yes, I was going to say, you see almost as a reaction, he closes his eyes and he attempts to summon the radiant light of Eos. Somewhat of a knockback to the demon touching him, but it just doesn't come to him. He can't feel the light of Eos come through him. You see almost flash across his face this look of confusion, defeat, worry that you can't hear.
what's the matter? Your light left you.
I do not need it to take down the likes of you.
Oh, but I'm afraid you will. And to survive this place, the light will have to once again become your ally. But I'm afraid that where you stand, it is impossible. I am going to ask you a question, soldier of Eos. And I would like you to comply, but if I have to force my way, I have methods.
As he swishes back round to face you, and almost you watch his size diminish, so he's very similar stature to you. Maybe it's a mockery of respect or a show of power that he can alter his size and image.
I am known as a processor for this place, which you have found yourself within. And for me to correctly do my assessment, I must be allowed to delve into your memories. Will you allow that, soldier of Eos?
Gregor is silent in his defiance. He tries once again to summon the light of Eos. You see his entire body tense up. Again, failure. And he just slowly shakes his head. Do what you must.
So be it. I always love it when I am faced with a challenge. This may hurt a little.
Your face is grabbed by this huge flaming hand wreathed in flame. Eyes tilt to the back of your head. Neck goes up. Mouth opens. Your lungs fill with this corruptive air. He delves into deep parts of who Gregor is. Battlefields, fallen comrades, people that you were not able to save, families, deeper into your younger days, searching for something that makes Gregor the soldier that he is today. What is that time?
The Gregor is taken back in the kind of white hot agony that the demon puts him in, to a fateful day, the last true battle he had as a soldier of Eos, as the captain of his legion of soldiers, across a scorched battlefield with a black sun ahead of him. The demons of all sizes, from knee-high to behemoths of 20, 30 feet tall. He screams defiantly and leads his men into battle. Down each one with a great sword as tall as he is and twice the size of some of the demons, cleaving them in two, slicing heads, decapitating, dismembering. And he finds, he's been doing it for so long, he finds joy in it. And he's enjoying the chaos and the bloodshed. He then is up to one of the behemoths, 20 feet tall, and as he screams his great sword, gleaming with radiant white light, he's a mammoth hand, a cross and dashed against one of the rocks nearby, completely shattering his leg. And while he's in and out of consciousness, he sees the army of Eos slowly taking over the behemoth, climbing on him like ants, upon which he loses consciousness. But you then see a flash. When he's in the infirmary, he's being tended to with his completely mangled right leg. His general is standing there in solid gold armor, his mask covering his face, and it's almost like Gregor is watching himself talk to the general, and Gregor's in tears, the first time he's cried in 40, 50 years, begging to be of service, begging his general to go back to the front line, to die an honorable death as it is right for his legion. The commander, the general, just looks down at him, looks at his leg that's he's never going to see battle again, shakes his head slowly, turns around and walks out of the infirmary, and all Gregor can hear in his head is the screams of him pleading and crying and screaming, and raging against the fact that he can't walk. He's just not the man or the orc that he once was. The age and the battle have finally caught up, and in that he feels his final defeat.
As your general leaves this infirmary tent, made specifically for the soldiers of Eos to recover, you look around and see this place is full of your comrades, fallen soldiers of Eos of all ages, some that you had trained, some of them too far for the light to reach. It's not good enough. I'll ask for the first roll of the campaign from you.
Okay.
Can you do me a constitution check, please?
So, general con save or just constitution check?
Just a constitution check.
It's a 17.
This isn't good enough. You have more to give. If it wasn't for this leg, you would be out there right now on that battlefield. You would gladly give your life for Eos and all of her compatriots. You find yourself standing. Your one leg inches off the floor. You hobble and use whatever godforsaken stick that you can find to move yourself to catch up to that general. Expecting and knowing what is outside of that tent. You know there is dark skies, you know there is a black sun, you know there are battle fortifications, screams of anguish, demonic screams in the distance as the battle rages on. You hear it louder and louder as your hand reaches for that shawl to pull that curtain open, and as you pull it open, you are engulfed with golden light. This is not that battlefield. You stand in a wheat field, back in a place where you cannot be right now. Far back home, in lands that are used to harvest and farm. Peace and tranquility lie in this place, not demons and death. And as your eyes adjust to that golden warmth, you look ahead, and running through this wheat field, which stands to you around waist height, a young man, a young orc, a stick in his hand, cutting down the wheat in front of him. Two other figures appear behind him. A female, older orc, and another orc that roughly represents your stature and size. You see they call him. A noise, but no name, nor resemblance of a word that you can ascertain, but you understand nonetheless that they are calling for this boy. He turns and looks at his parents and starts to run, but stops and turns and looks straight at you. What do you do?
See the landscape before me, and though it feels so familiar, doesn't feel like home anymore. My home has been in the dirt, in the blood, in the warfare. But still, you see this slow smile begin to creep upon Gregor's lips. And a single tear on his cloudly sightless eye. And he reaches out in some kind of recollection. And he attempts to take a step forward and just reach out and try to grab onto the boy's shoulder.
As you reach out, Gregor, come home. As you hear the voice of your own mother echoes across this place. It almost bounces off the clouds around you. The mountains in the distance catching that golden sunshine, some of which you see land masses almost that have been ripped from the earth, which are just floating in the air. In this world, such places are normal. As you reach out, hearing this word fade, hearing your own name fade, you see the young face of yourself smile back with a hint of fear, but almost a relief that he finally sees a glimpse of the warrior that he wants to be as he trains and plays in this field. Straight through his heart from the back, a blackened spear. Just before your grasp, this version of you is lifted from the ground into the air by this spear. Fades into black smoke, and you see there is a figure holding this spear. As he looks at you, you see the face of Shethak, the demon.
Such a touching memory. Oh, how innocence fades and hope is injected into you. I am almost glad to see you have turned into a bastion. You couldn't save them all. Be it for your leg, you could barely save yourself, for look where you have still ended up. In the grasp of those who seek to undo your light. Do you regret it, soldier?
He looks down, leg, and the tear that he thought was on his cheek is obviously not there, but one's welling up. In that moment, he recalls the vow he took. He remembers the years that he's fought, that he's seen live, die, feed, all the laughs, all the friendship. And though he doesn't believe it, he knows someone would tell him, leg, for what he's done to your kind. And in that, he sucks the...
Oh, you cut out just a second there. Sorry, do you want to repeat that last bit?
Sorry. He puts his chest out as much as he can, and his hulking frame extends, and he stands up to his full 6'6", even though the pain in his leg is searingly hard. He goes, not for 1 second.
There's a lingering silence. Shethak looks at you.
Good. I would have hated for a life such as yours to have all been in vain. I know all I need to know.
You are sucked from this memory back into this cold room, this tower which is broken.
Thank you, old soldier. It's nice to know that even though we are born with different aspects, I can still feel pain for you.
He pushes his hand away and you feel your body taken as it is thrust backwards into this stone slab, as at the same time shackles take off from another one of you, from your feet, from your wrists. Gregor is pushed back and he is replaced by Hannah. Would you like to describe to us and everyone at home who Shethak is looking at this point in time?
So you will see a small hill dwarf, or tall for a dwarf. She's 4'3". She's about 50, but looks middle-aged, really kind of lower middle-aged. She has bright auburn hair in a bun. She has plain mail on. She looks like a traveler, leather garbs, and she has a satchel at her side. And on her right hand, you can see what looks like ink stains. And she has a prominent necklace on her neck, and she's just looking around, trying to see the faces of everyone around her and trying to remember the details of this demon in front of her.
Let's have from you, as I believe the character that you are, let's have a history check to see if there's any of this is giving clarity to Maeve.
15.
You've read of demons. It is the number one threat to this world. Wars, much like Gregor fought in, have been happening in this place for millennia. So it is only natural for someone with your talents to research demonkind and its natures. You know they play tricks on people. You know they like to feed off the innocence, off the goodwill, of high spirit. So it is no surprise to you that the effects that you're experiencing, that you cannot see the faces of these people around you, they are obscured, almost like mannequins out of focus. That would bring you comfort. It would bring you comfort to know that you are not alone. This demon in front of you, they take many forms. Anything from the smallest imp to the largest demon lord behemoth. This specific demon, you have no recollection of. But what does strike you is his level of intelligence, his sentience, and his allowance to conversate and delve as he looks at you.
You have more behind those eyes than I have seen for many mortals to come to this place. Not only is there an abundance of a surety that you know this world and the stone it is built with, but I see in you a need, a desire for more, for knowledge unbound and kept by the leather back of books. Tell me, is it light or dark that truly intrigues you, Maeve?
She leans up as close as she can get to the demon. It's everything that intrigues me. The light, the dark. I'll learn it all. Monsters kill people. You may kill people. Time kills memories. I've learned which enemies win more often. It's not always the ones you think.
But time is all of our enemy. The first, the last, the immortal. It is there as you take your first breath and your last. So, maybe I asked the wrong questions. Maybe I should truly be seeking what it is you hold most dear and fear the most. I ask you, as a scholar of intrigue, of a being who seeks to witness the more obscure parts of this reality, will you allow me? Will you come on a journey with me into your past, so I may see what shelf you must be put on?
I'm an open book. Go ahead.
He extends his hand to you.
Please, if you would be so kind.
I put my hand towards his hand and I try and summon the light. Does
There-
anything happen?
There is he notices an intention. He cocks his head slightly.
A shame. I thought we were beginning to become such good friends.
He grasps your hand as you feel no lights come to your aid at this point in time. Your eyes roll to the back of your head. This deep inhale as your mouth opens. You are thrust with him through this unraveling book. The pages wreathed in blue flame as they flutter as he tries to find one moment which defines your journey. Which page does he land on, Maeve?
He will see Maeve sitting at a desk in this wide cavern. It's 30, 40 foot wide, 100 foot long, but can't be more than 6 foot tall. You see her sitting at this desk, trinkets of all different parts of the world around her, a bag beside her, and she is writing in a tome. She has scraps of paper. She's copying something that was written in these scraps, writing in a tome. This tome that looks like the thousands of others that are in these shelves in this cavern. You hear some people talking among the shelves. You see lanterns that are crystal with no flames, and you see the hand-carved walls as Maeve sits there. As she sits there and she's writing, you can see she looks around. She can smell something, and she can hear it. She can't put it together because in her mind this can't be happening. She can smell the smoke. She can hear the crackling. She looks up. She looks for the people that were there. There is no sound from them, only the flames. As the heat begins to rise, Maeve gets up and she walks towards the people. And the one exit that's behind her, this hand-carved exit into the stone, she feels this wind start to pull her as the flames start to pull behind her. She reaches forward even more, trying to find the people among the shelves. And the flames get too hot. The pages of all these tomes start to burn. She doesn't know where it's coming from. She tries to go further. The heat is too much, and she's pushed back. And like a chimney, this entrance pushes her back with these flames. Not only are the books, the stories, the legends lost, but the people that were down there, she doesn't know what has happened. And as she's forced to exit, she can't even get towards her desk. It's all engulfed in flames. The heat becomes brighter and brighter, and she just stands there at this entrance until she's eventually pulled back by the other people behind her, all dressed very similarly to her, leather clothes, traveling garb. By no means is she in some fancy place. She is in a handmade sanctuary of her own. And she is being pulled back, looking at all of the stories that are lost. And more than that, she's looking at the people that were there and those that were lost. And she's trying to find... You just see this blank stare and tears down her face as her skin has become blackened, her hair has charred where she tried to push in. And she just stands there being pulled, allowing herself to be dragged by these people.
Being dragged out of these stone halls. The flames crackling louder and louder. Screams from people still down below, trapped within this smog and smoke. As they start to dim, one by one. You know what that means. You know that down there in that tomb of knowledge lie the bodies of people who shared the same love for history, knowledge, and art that you did. Important things were lost that day as you are dragged backwards. Almost rudely, you are dropped by these people. You would expect, even though right now the emotional impact of what has just happened is too high, you can't help but think that you should have been placed down a little bit more gently. As you are thrust to the ground, slightly hit your head on the dirt. You look up, expecting to see the faces, the distraught looks, the tears of the survivors of this fire. You see no one around you. The only noise now, as the flames begin to build in this place. The wind hits these flames, fluttering them. And they merge with a similar flutter. As your eyes still strain from the tears and the smog, you look next to you and there is but one tome. Open. Those noises of the flames flickering matches the flittering of these pages as the wind blows it on the floor. One lone tome out of a whole library. Just
No.
inches from
Can I
your
see the
grasp.
tome?
Yeah.
Can I reach for it?
You reach for the tome. You lift it. It is a ledger of the names of all of those within your order, all of those which came before, little segments about who they were before their pursuit of knowledge, their ages when they joined this group. One by one, you flick through and almost see the faces of these people in your mind, looking through this ledger. Then you turn one more page, and it is a sheet of glass, reflective, a mirror staring back at you. You see your face covered in soot, only broken by the tear marks coming down your face. Your hair singed, your eyebrows singed. As you look at yourself, you see the sky behind you, once a light grey, starting to darken. An instant shatter of this glass as you look, and your own eye sockets through this now shattered pane of glass, this mirror, start to bleed black. You instinctively touch your face to see what this is, and you smell it, and this is ink. Ink leaks from your eyes. You look down, there are cuts and grazes of your hand of being dragged out across the stone wall. They are linking with black ink. You look back to this mirror and see the face of Shithak.
A shame. All of them. All of you. Counting on each other to bring the histories of this world. Knowledge isn't always something that we should take for granted. Sometimes it is dangerous. Sometimes a fire is set by those who do not will it. But sometimes It is intentional. See their faces once more.
You look up from this book, and now standing in front of you on a scorched battlefield, burnt individuals, hundreds of them, burnt. When I say burn, I don't mean just a bit of flesh off them. Their skin is cracked and charcoaled as they just reach for you, Maeve. Standing still, holding this tome, hearing the laughter of this demon. What do you do?
I grip the tome. I look at the demon and I instinctively walk towards the closest person. I walk towards them and I try as hard as I can to call the light and cast Cure Wounds.
You walk as close as you can to this individual. You call the light and you feel its warmth. As you place a hand on this charred woman standing in front of you, maybe a foot taller, falls to a pile of ash between your fingertips. The next one, you run and grab them. Pile of ash. The next one. I believe you would spend, the person you are, you would spend as much time as permitted in this reality.
Can I, after the third or fourth one, can I, from my history check earlier, knowing what I know about demons, look at the demon and sit there and grab this tome and just look at the floor and cast a spell magic?
You look and you see, sat on a broken wall of stone, the same wall which led to this place that you've walked past many a times. You see him sitting there, mocking this display. You grab the tome. You cast a spell magic. You watch as he disappears into smoke and hear from the clouds around you.
Have it your way. I've seen enough.
You feel your dispel magic cast and go off, and you yourself are pulled out of this place. You look down. You are holding that tome in your hand.
Weapons do not always come in the form of steel. This world, regardless if it falls into darkness, or if so the light prevails, will always require the weapon of knowledge. I hope you use it well.
You'll have to tell me your story sometime, as I grip the tome and do not let it go with everything that I have.
I'm afraid there aren't enough pages in that book of yours.
He moves his hand, and you feel yourself gripped and thrust back. You are thrust to a side and chained again, unshackle, replacing you with another in this room. Miss Corvina, you stand in front of Shathek. Would you tell us, and those at home, what this demon sees and who he sees?
You see a female that has traveling cloak and clothes that are very tattered. Almost looks like she's been rolling around in the dirt and sleeping in filth. She has scars that run down from like jawline all the way down the shoulder, but they're not superficial. She's been chewed at, gnawed at by something. And She has green eyes with dark brown hair.
He looks at you. There is a pause as he looks up from your feet to your heart, as he tilts his head. You are unique, are you not? There is
Yes.
something. Oh, so I wish to see. It isn't life that you crave, but life, perhaps, you miss. Someone took it from you. Willingly? Oh, mortals continue to impress me as the days and years go on. Is it life or death that you find more comfort in?
I've learned to be comfortable in both.
A decayed ground. A flower that was once in bloom. Hair that did grow but now is affixed. And dare I say, a bite that cannot be retracted. How interesting. I wonder what the wardeness will make of you. I should just process you. But I would be betraying my inner self-worth if I did not see from my eyes what makes this shadow cast itself aside. As someone who walks with death, I ask thee, would you show me that fateful day?
Yes. Perhaps you know who did it.
Oh, I hope not. I love a mystery when I see it.
He holds his hand out to you. Eilonwe, what do you do?
I take his hand firmly.
Firmly grasping his hand, the first to do so. A smile from ear to ear stretches and cracks before he bows. You are taken painlessly and effortlessly down through this void, the bottom of which there is just this white circle. And as you approach this white circle, you see it as unmistakably a full moon. Falling turns into lying down and looking up in this open forest-like area, staring at this moon. Shethak is no longer with you. Where are you?
I'm at home. I'm back in the woods that I know. But it feels different. It feels disconnected. I don't feel the forest like I did before. I have brief flashes of memory that something was chewing on me, and I felt uncomfortable, pain deep in my flesh. And I'm covered now, as I've come to, in blood, spores, dirt, and I'm cold. But I do feel something else. I feel a new connection part of me, but also not. Almost like I've become something new. I stand up, and I'm determined to find what did this to me.
As you stand, there is an uneasy, unsettling, but strangely welcoming aura that guides your muscles, your bones. You feel like you are standing on this ground firmer than before. There is a rustle as the trees dance with the wind. You watch as the clouds quickly surpass the lights of this moon. In the distance, how far? This wasn't in the local vicinity, this wasn't in your encampment. This was miles away. Your head instinctively turns to where this snapping of a twig was, and your vision races through the tree lines to see an outline of this deer. You see the pulsating veins flowing through the anatomy of this creature. You see the heart pumping this blood around. Your head turns to the other side as you see owls landing and perching miles into this woodland. You look down to see a circle of spores that you had created previously. As you reach down to touch them, these no longer obey what you are. As your finger gets close to them, they almost retract and wither and die. A feeling of loneliness, perhaps, as a closer snap of a twig, as behind you stands a young man, an adventurer, a backpack, normal garbs. He says, I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone camped out this far. My name's Jolin. Would you mind if I shared a fire with you? I've been traveling for hours.
Please sit.
Thank you. I caught some rabbits about a mile back. You're welcome to them. I'm always good with my cooking. The Lord knows. Eos believes that I had a skill for culinary arts, but my mother thinks otherwise. But then again, she is a very good cook. As he sits down and sets his backpack down to the side, he has a small hand axe to his side as he takes that out to ease his comfort sitting down on a log. So, have you been out here long? As he slams this axe into this rabbit's flesh, you watch not him. His voice almost drowns to you. But the blood that's leaking out of this rabbit, strange. It's almost off-putting. There's something dead and just wrong about seeing this. As he continues to talk, as it comes out of that muffled into focus. I said, how long have you been out here? So he starts to pull the flesh off this rabbit.
She shakes her head a little bit, kind of coming back to the conversation, and says, "Oh, a while. Longer than you, probably."
Well, it looks like you've made yourself quite the area. I take it bandits don't come out this far then, if you've managed to stay alive.
No, they don't make it much further.
He looks down and sees blood on your garments. I don't see you've done much hunting.
Did you injure yourself? I have some bandages in my pack if you need.
Sure, that might help.
Of course, as he reaches over with axe in hand, clumsily he opens his bag and nicks his own arm with this axe. Blood starts to trickle. A heat overcomes you as, oh, silly me. Good thing I've got bandages. As he turns around, you now see him in this exo format, this anatomy of his veins writhing around his body. You watch as blood goes up his neck. Again, that out of focus as he starts to tell you some stupid story about his past, about how he used to fix and dress his brother's wounds, all out of focus. That heat overcomes you. What do you do?
I approach and tell him that I can help him with his wounds. And I take his arm that he's sliced open and begin to feed from it.
You bite down instantly. What are you doing? He tries to take his axe up. Any reaction?
Yeah, to grab the wrist as he pulls up.
You do me let's have you roll just an athletics. That would be cool. Just to see as he rides his arm up as he's gonna hold hammer it down towards you. Let's see what you can get.
That was... I don't think it's gonna go through.
That's okay. It is.
Okay, so it was a 3.
A 3. The axe comes down, buries itself in your shoulder. There's no pain. You will take 3 points of damage, but we're in a different reality. There's no pain, as there is nothing left of Alanwe's rational thinking. Your teeth are sunk into an arm, and you are draining this individual. He is shouting and screaming, but you cannot hear him. It is like a lion feeding on a gazelle, forgetting the other surroundings. Satisfaction starts to fill you. You can feel the pulse in his arm slowing before it stops, and you look down as you open your eyes, mouth covered in blood, lips still affixed round his arm. You look and see this arm is completely blackened, and you look up to see what you would think would be the face of this horrified young man. Instead, you see the face of Shethak as he looks at you.
Satisfied? Is it all you ever dreamed of? These bones, this hunger. Are you truly, truly fed?
No, I'll never be fed until I can feed on what turned me.
Well, then I hope for your sake. And I feel sorrow for those who crush your path until you find him. I hope, in my blackest of hearts, a fruitful journey for you. I know where to put you now.
You are pulled out of this place, blood dripping around your mouth. Was this something more than just an altered reality, as you can taste the blood of a mortal?
I'm done with you.
Pushes you to the side. as your body slams against the stone tablet. Another of you is brought forward. Joe, can you describe to us and those at home who and what Shuthaxi is?
Demon, stand before me. I'd like you to affirm some things to me. My wrists are bound. I am poor before you. I do not quite feel myself. So, if you wouldn't mind indulging me, I would like to tell you how I believe I should be, and if you'd be so kind to confirm this for me. To your eyes, I should be human. Maybe just shy of 6 foot, my hair, whitey blonde, slicked back, a small pair of glasses in front of you. My garb, a fine black shirt, tattered and dirty, laying on your slab. My shoes were polished, but now covered in whatever filth you have in this cupboard of yours. Does that sound accurate? Is that an accurate description of what you see before you, or no?
It seems accurate. But I am way more interested in what lies beneath the flesh. In here, but I detect a usage. The ley lines of this world and those beyond feed through your veins. A magic user. Correct.
Well, if it takes one to know one, and you having some kind of telekinetic power shows me that you are no stranger to magic itself, and quite a well-attuned magic user. I'm impressed, if nothing else, with you, demon.
It's come from far worse things than ley lines of magic. Tides of void that speak to me, even in my waking moments. A flame that does never dim. Perhaps we are alike.
Perhaps, indeed.
Mortal. I see behind this facade of security. I see it was not always this way. You had to learn a lot of hard lessons to become this barricaded by ego. Why? A surety in your will to govern the arcane. I wonder what we will find in these vaults of magic that you have within you. As someone who can alter the fabric of reality to another, will you show me willingly? Or will I be forced to take it from you?
Show me your power, demon. Show me what you can do.
Very well.
You see the ground beneath you. What is this cracked stone with this blue flame going between? Opens up to this blackened void, and you are thrust down. As you look up, you see this demon's face as this hole closes up, and you are in void, blackness. You are neither rising nor falling, you are just there. And piece by piece, light and object starts to emerge, bringing you to a place almost as if prisms and cubes were interacting with one another and locking in around you. You can see them magically like locking in with these ley lines of energy. And as this place begins to form, almost as if you yourself are being allowed to construct this world around you using your magic,
where do we find you? That is a moment that was most prominent to Zomak.
Well, demon, as you appear to have given me the tools to construct my own prison, I will show you the moment where I became better than those who had tried to teach me. Around you, you will see his arms go up, desks, books, sort of scrolls and all that. Appears to be some kind of small but well-filled library. You see here, demon, in this place, this was my old Professor Tillow's personal office. Inside it, he hid many, many spell scrolls and books from me, but I got past his security. I found this book over here, reaches out to a dark leather red tome covered in dust. From this very tome, I found the spells and the secrets which he was keeping from me. Apparently, I was not ready, not advised enough, not informed enough, not mature enough to know such spells, but I knew better. I flicked through the pages until I found the one that I wanted. None other than the infamous fireball, but not the entry level, the most powerful kind. I began to cast, to do the signs, to say the words. And at first, I will admit to you, demon, it did not go the way I thought. It did not erupt in the same force I was hoping, but I kept trying. Until eventually, albeit somewhat uncontrolled, I did manage to cast the largest fireball the realm, I'm sure, has ever seen. It was burnt, booming out of the window and crashing down, cascading down to the town below. It caught fire to a stone building. As I stood looking down from the glass smashed, I could hear screams. I could see people running. I assumed they were crying, but you know the worst thing, demon? I felt no guilt. I was more pleased with myself that a spell beyond my level was cast by my very hands, proving I am better than those, and their sacrifice a necessary one. And so I do not need this place anymore. I do not need Professor Tillow and his teachings, and this entire school of magic was beneath me. So it was that moment I stepped out into the world of my own, knowing my rightful place above nearly all others.
You turn from holding this book in Professor Tillow's study. You hear a distant and echoing clap. And as you turn round, you find yourself almost on a stage. Exactly on a stage. The wooden floor planks beneath you, polished, ready for the production. You hold in your hand the book that you could swear was exactly the same. For after all, this is a reality that you've created. But holding in your hand is nothing but a wooden, hollow version of this tome. The other walls around you, the bookshelves, they're not real, they've been painted. The chair and desk, hollow, that has no back to it, only a front which an audience would see. An audience which isn't there. You see a black and blank auditorium in front of you. And still you hear the claps. As you stand on this stage, confused and holding this book in hand, or this prop, you see these two flamed hands emerge from the darkness way in the distance, up in the rafters of this auditorium, as they clap. And then two more from hundreds of meters to the right-hand side
Another set in the front row. Another set up on the balconies. 1, 2, 3. Thousands of these hands start clapping. It's thunderous. You watch as they clap and clap until finally they all, in synchronization, clap. Everything goes black. You are back in that void, circling. You see a light appear. As it turns, something behind it casts a reflection off it, an angle of light that allows it to refract off whatever this object is. You don't know if this thing is gigantic, hundreds of feet tall, or whether the perspective of it could just be inches tall. But unmistakably, you see this hourglass, wreathed with sand on both sides of it as it turns through this void. And as it starts to come closer to you, you realize that you can hold this in the palm of your hand. What do you do?
Instinctively, I will turn this hourglass upside down to see if the sand falls the way it should.
The sand falls, and as it does, it exposes an individual. Naked. A small, naked man in this hourglass. Blonde of hair. Spectacles. Holding his knees close to his chest and shivering with his back turned towards you. He turns his head and looks at you. You see that he stands with the bottom of his fist against the hourglass, screaming, but no sound. You cannot hear him through this pane of glass. The tiniest crack appears, but it's not enough to break it. What do you do as you look at a version of yourself that you would deem the version that everyone else would see if not for that day, that you took control and you learnt that spell? Something weak, something fragile, something captured and only going to be drowned by time.
You were unworthy, and as hard and as far as I can, throw it off into the void with no real sense of direction, just away from myself.
Throw it. It topples and goes out of sight. For a moment, this was the clarification that you've been waiting for, to know that you'd made the right decision on that path. Until you look down and see your feet buried within sand. You turn around. You see a huge pane of curved glass in front of you. And no one else but the demon, Shethak, holding this hourglass in his hand.
The tides of assurance come so easily to all of us, even demon kind who are promised from that first flame of immersion that we would be immortal within his eyes. Ordon wishes all of us eternal life and power. But mortals, you must make those choices for yourself. Was that choice on that day the right one? Or has it set you on a path that would let you drown due to your own arrogance? I don't know. All I know is I know exactly where you stand.
The glass of this hourglass shatters, sand falls and buries you, and just as you suffocate, as your hand falls just through that last grain of sand, you are pulled straight forward back into this tower room.
Perhaps the arcane favors you. perhaps it's all in your mind. Either way, what a life it'll be to find out.
Pushes you aside to replace the final tablet of the last of the people in here ready to be processed for what lies beyond. As Zomak, you are constrained. Ems, last but not least, could you describe to us, the players, the people watching at home, and of course,
Shithak the demon.
who he sees and what he sees?
So you see a pale young Yuan-Ti woman who's probably in her teens. She looks barely old enough to be a woman at this point. She has black hair that is usually, it looks like it should have been neatly tied back, but in captivity and with the stress of the situation, it's a knotted mess, and you can see she is visibly shaking. Her eyes are a piercing coral red that matches the pinkish tinged scales that line her neck, her legs, and the edges of her face. She almost looks translucent and ghostly, and she has two fangs that protrude slightly from her upper lip. And as she's being pulled towards him, she's sort of just going, no, 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 not me, please.
Why do you bleed? What is it that I could do for you?
I'm irremarkable. You're looking for people with talent, right? I have no talent. You can just let me go. You'll be so bored of me.
I meet a lot of mortals who beg for their life, who try to scheme their way back to the wastelands.
Scheme?
If it was in my power, I would almost be tempted to let you go, only to see your frail body die from starvation out there. But alas, it is not of my choosing that you are here. And you lie, young one. You lie to a demon. This is a grave mistake. But you lie knowingly. Do you know why? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah? Okay.
You call yourself irremarkable and useless. A form, a soul, a vessel, even in its most useless state, without power, without strength, will, is still a vessel. And if she so desires, the Wardeness will use you. But you're correct in one thing. You're not like any of those that we have seen today. Something else resonates from you. Something darker. Something bereft of hope. Why don't you show me?
He offers his hand out.
She sort of slowly, kind of shaking her hand, sort of makes her way towards this beast in front of her, and she gently sort of taps his hand with one finger, as if he could eat her in one gulp.
As you touch his hand, the most deafening screech comes from him. You watch as he is pulled into flame, back into this flame, this huge fire pit, which is his body. He is pulled into it. He rides out of it, and you watch this flame stretch like a tentacle almost, the tip of which would be his body and his arms, as he is grabbing onto the floor and being clawed along the stone, leaving these huge claw marks.
What are you? He lives in you.
Who?
You see, he becomes the same size as you and embraces you by hugging you. As your head is within his shoulder, the same corruptive air fills your lungs, your eyes roll to the back of your head, and you are taken to a singular day. A day where hope and life and joy left. What was that day?
So, if you're seeing through Chryses' eyes, you're inside a local temple of Ao. You see there are a lot of acolytes around. A lot of them are made up of war orphans or their disabled children who are unwanted by their very shallow parents. And there are priestesses around who are they gather them in groups, and they're in charge of taking care of them and teaching them their religion, teaching them about the light. Chryses is currently, on this day, in a lot of trouble. She's being punished by a couple of acolytes who don't like her very much. And she's being punished because she's run away from the temple to see the outside world. And these acolytes, they call her names. They call her names like Snake Girl, Ill Omen, while they use wooden beams to beat her hands with. And then they send her into the music room where they practice for performances for donors of the temple, local donors. It's a small temple, so today is the donations day. And today is where all the donors will come and greet the children and just get to mingle with the people that they are donating money for. And Chryses is in the music room, being forced to play her flute with bloody, beaten hands. And as she is trying, she spots through the window that one of the donors has come, and he is holding the hand of one of the children. And Chryses notices the hand is wandering a bit too far, a bit too uncomfortably. That's not the way someone grown should be touching a child. As she is holding her flute, she creates a discordant sound, and in her head, something primal screams at her, something angry. She sees red, and she wishes that this man would bleed from head to toe. And then in front of her, she sees that the man starts screaming, and you see that blood starts floating from his ears, from his nose, from his eyes, and his tongue is twisted. His fingernails start scraping slowly off his fingers. And he runs away, and the child is left there in the dust. Nobody saw, so Chryses just smiles to herself and believes that this was truly one of the days that she believed there was light in the world.
That same evening, as you are wrapping your hands, as they have been beaten and are now beginning to bruise and push out, in separate dormitories or separate rooms, you would stay. It would often be common practice to do a nightly recitation of prayer. This evening, prayer doesn't find you in the form that it usually does. Instead, as you sit on the edge of your bed, your room not 5 square feet, a candle lights this place. Stacks of holy tomes. Your fixation on the flame of this candle mutes the pain that you're experiencing with your hands as you're starting to stare into this flame and recollect that specific moment, seeing those fingernails peel, watching that blood coagulate and rise from this man's head, from his eyes, from his nose. You see the injustification to this child, this slow motion repeat of that hand, and then the contrasting hand, exactly the same, broken, twisted, and cracked not 30 seconds later due to something which in your heart you do not want to believe that it was you, but you know it was. Are you a deliverer of justice? Are you someone who can right the wrongdoings of the people who hide behind the facade of Eos? People who use the light for their own destructive, dishonest and disgusting gain? Are you truly the light within this temple? Or did you do something really dark? The candle extinguishes, almost as if someone blew it out from the side. Your room is dark. A crack of light feeding in from a small slit in the wall to the outside, as the moonlight can just about allow you to make out the shapes of a wardrobe, the bed frame, the curtains. But one corner in this room is darker than the others. Unnaturally darker. Something or someone stands in that void. You hear a voice. You cannot tell if it is in your mind, nor if it's echoing throughout the stone of this room. Du nicht nach mir, wenn die Rast again. A language you do not know beckons you as a black hand and arm reaches out of the shadow and turns upside down. You see, whether it's tar or oil or paint, something drips from the hand and arm of this figure. The words he's using, the language it's using, you understand it perfectly now. Do not fear, daughter. I was there at the beginning, and I will be there at the end. Trust in yourself.
trust in the dark, for only within it can we release our shadow.
The hand is retracted. What do you do?
I call back to it. No, wait, come back. Who are you?
I am the beginning. I'm the end. I am the one who shatters the false ideologies of light and hope. And if I have it, I will give it to you.
There's some truth in the light, still.
Then find it and let it leave you.
How?
A crying child. A lost priestess. They're all the same. Take this world for your own. Live within your own light. You will always be my daughter.
Are you really my father?
I am everyone's father. In the end.
I reach out towards him, or whatever this darkness is.
You reach into the shadow, and there is an electrifying cold. You press against, and first you have to go through this dripping blackness until you reach a form, a physical form. You feel abs and you feel the chest of a genuine form of a figure. Your hand is grasped and pulled out of the shadow, and as his fingers unlock your own, you see something within your hand. You see a black opal tied to a very simple rope. The hand lets go of yours.
Whenever light abundance, darkness will be there. Don't forget that, crisis.
The wall now, instead of this intense like aura of shadow, just turns back to a dark brick. Still shadowed right in the depth of the corner, but whatever was there is gone. And you hold this obsidian looking rock, this jagged opal rock attached to this string in your hand.
I tie it around either my wrist or my neck, whichever actually fits.
So you tie it around your neck, and it hangs. There is a broken mirror within this room that you look at yourself within. And as you look down to the necklace in the reflection and look back to your eyes, snake-like so they are, a ring of blue light circulates them. You are pulled straight back into this room. You see Shathak bowing on his knees. He looks up to you.
Of course, my lord. I see now. The wardeness mustn't know of this. I will watch her as much as I can. Go. All of you go! As he screams out, huge flame erupts from the center of this area, wraps around each of you, and all of your vision, every single one of you, is engulfed by this flame, and you are passed out, knocked unconscious, for the void to overcome you for what may come next. The world of Eos has been the battlefield between the light and darkness for millennia. The lands and its continents are rife with the stains of war. The natural order of life does sustain, but the threat to its existence hangs within the balance. In the vast dread wastes of Fescobar, sitting in the center of miles of dead forest and wasteland, lies a place so foul it is home only to the most heinous and dangerous creatures of the world. Fabled to be constructed in the lost ages to imprison the demon lords of old, this once temple but now Az'ketral prison is infamous for being the most malicious of all. Spoken of only in stories and known to many as a place of nightmare, not many in this world get to bear witness to its harrowing black gates. But for the unlucky few that do, the stories which once befell their ears about this place fall utterly short of its dread. The dark metal spires and exterior stone towers of this prison loom thousands of feet above sheer cavernous drops as it stands atop a jagged black mountain pass. No light touches this part of the lands. Barren and desolate are they that stretch for miles outside of the prison gates, connected by but one harrowing black stone bridge which stretches from the prison back to the cliff's edge of the wastelands. We start our journey in the highest cell tower of this prison, an enormous spiraling black tower piercing the dark clouds above like a blade. We traverse through the thin cracks of this tower along a corridor of a dark metal and stone-filled room with huge cast iron chains and empty hanging cells which litter the walls. The faint echoing sounds of wails and screaming in the distance, rumbling tones of the fierce outside winds and the clanks of metal from within. You feel it is unnaturally cold and damp. The touch of lifelessness can be felt within the air, made more stale by the overpowering stench of old iron, sulfur, and damp stone. I introduce you all to Az'ketral prison. And that's where we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time and we'll see what the guys can do to start their escape into this descending madness that I have created for them. Don't go too far. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the Escape from Az'ketral prison. Our short form campaign hosted by myself as the DM with some awesome people who are our players.
After the events that somewhat recently transpired, our adventurers were brought into the highest tower within the prison. As you all look around, you see you are within this cell block. Black stone walls, corrupted with these blackened, gooey tendrils which spike from the stone surface. The cells you're in are outfitted with nothing more than wooden sheets for beds. You aren't chained, but you are locked in by these huge black bars. In the center of this room, which is enlightened by blue flame torches which linger around this cell, is a broken ancient stone table. It has the engravings of eons that have passed. An old stonemason, ancient, who used to work in this temple for the light of Eos. But now indeed, this place is bereft of all lights, all harmony, and has been corrupted and taken over by the demons of the Az'ketral. A little black, demonically infused and mutated rat scurries along the floor, past a few of your cells, through and up and over some of the cracks on the ground, looking for any scraps or crumbs that it can find to feast on. Is grabbed by this huge grey hand. A hulking arm drags it through its barred cell door, and you hear the squelching and ripping of flesh and snapping of bones as you see this huge hulking grey-skinned orc with tattoos over his face and arms, huge tusks, one of which snapped, ripping into this flesh of this corrupted rat. Doesn't care what it will do to him, but as hunger is setting in, and indeed setting into all of you, you start to question how long you have been in these cells as you begin to awaken to these sounds of ripping flesh. The blue flame ignites a lot more. You see roots piercing through the stone, piercing through the steps at the end of this room, which lead up to this large black iron barred door. Roots that pierce through the walls of your own cells, and indeed through the floor. It strikes you perhaps as odd, as any of you may know, that this place is set atop a mountain. So for roots to be here is unsettling, to say the least. As you awaken to these sounds, you hear a lock unclick. The door of this room swings open. You watch as 3 demonic imps, blue-skinned with ripped flesh, neon blue blood shining underneath, winged creatures with flaming blue eyes, fly in and land to their feet. You see they are clattered in armaments of like makeshift black plate armor. Not one of them looks alike. The breastplates don't match. They look like they have scavenged and ripped apart bits of old armor and stuck it on themselves, infused it with fire into their flesh. They hold spears of black metal, jagged to the tip. As they move in, chattering amongst themselves, one of them walks over to a distant cell and pokes this spear through. The words that they speak are an ensemble of horrible syllables clashed against one another, these guttural sounds and almost spit and phlegm-like accents. This to any who would understand Infernal, you would hear a babbling of almost an intangible sentence of
Make sure they're awake. Masters will come soon. The Wardeness is going to feast on their souls.
they walk through, past, tapping and clanging their spears off these black iron grates to waken you all up. And as they all come in, you watch as one stops by the cell of this giant orc. The orc looks up, still with the blackened blood and flesh of this rat within his mouth. Gives a snarl and a growl. You would hear an Infernal.
This is the one. He is first to go.
You watch as the imps crowd around his cell. Before you hear a deep bass hoof clatter from the outside of this cell block, this followed by another. The light from the outside is obscured. It is still blue flame, but it gives far more shadow. And as this silhouette stands and places a hand on the upper side of the frame of this iron door to bend down and pull himself through, you see a general by any means. A demon with blue flame horns, huge black iron shoulder plates that were made specifically for his form. A lot different to the imps that you see, which are just clattered with a random assortment of armor. This armor is fitted to this demon. He stands at around 10 foot tall. Glowing, tattooed, demonic runes glow blue within his flesh, over his chest, down his body. He has a belt and a somewhat armored robe which covers the bottom half of his body. He has these bracers on which hook and affix into the end of his skin. And as he walks in, he looks around, simply inhales. In Infernal. Any who would read, understand, or speak would hear. The hope which lingers here. Offense. Let me be rid of it. As he walks over to this cell, he looks down at the imps and one of them looks up at him. He just nods. This imp takes a big black iron key and puts it into the lock of this cell. Turns it. As the door swings open inwards to this cell, the orc stands to his feet and drops whatever remains of this rat there is. You are not new. Bring him out. The imps try their best to restrain and grab this orc. It grabs one of their faces and smashes it against the side of this cell, killing this imp instantly, shattering its skull as it just drops to the ground. The other two hold up their spears and back out a little. You watch as this demon general walks, grabs one of the imps by its head, moves it to its side. With his arm, reaches through the cell, grabs this orc by his throat, clenches and pulls him out, turns him round and slams him onto this already cracked table, which just shatters, so he's sort of bent in an arch. You watch as he holds him down with one hand and looks around to meet the gaze of all of you. Very nasty. There is no hope. Cling to that wisp of desperation, as this shall be your last pathetic hour of existence. Your souls will be ripped from your bodies as he takes out this black, long scepter with curved edges and glowing blue runes which just hum within his hand. Far more important is this purpose than any of you could achieve in life. You watch as this orc struggles and writhes around with all of his might as this scepter is lifted above and plunged into his chest, straight into his heart. You watch as blue soul fire begins to engulf this scepter, as the life force from fingers and toes all the way in up his body to his heart is drained. The skin wrinkles and withers. The eye sockets begin to sink as this orc is motionless. You watch the physical soul of this orc protrude from his mouth in a form of a white wisp, get sucked into this scepter as the runes begin to glow as this soul is siphoned into it. The demon laughs and smiles down. As he does, his tattoos glow. The flames within his eyes and the flames on his horns engulf larger, showing you more and more of this cell as this orc gives out one final and just flops motionless. Muscles have retreated to bone. The shell of what this powerful being was not 10 seconds ago is gone. The scepter is pulled from his chest. The body flops down. The demon inhales whatever fumes remain from the soul that did not get sucked into the scepter as he looks around to all of you. Dark. Next. The imps instantly run to your cell, Crises. As they put the key in and start to turn, a siren blasts from deep within the prison, from outside this room, down from that doorway. A siren echoes you see this huge demon look at the door as he puts this scepter away. The imps stop what they're doing and look back quickly. You see a physical demeanor change on this demon's face. Leave. The imps take the key out of the door and run for the exit and leave. You see this huge hulking general looks round at all of you. As he walks out, he walks up these steps and stops in the doorway, holding the frame ready to duck under. He looks back over his shoulder. Do not. In pure common, no infernal, so all of you can understand. Do not mistake this for grace or hope. That is your fate, as he points to the table of the dead orc. Your souls are forfeit. Feast on that anguish. As he leaves the door, slams and locks from the outside. After a moment, watching this lifeless body stunned on this table, chest ripped open, a little grate opens from the ceiling around 25 feet above you. Tower ceiling. These walls are large. A grate opens nonetheless. You will see a figure, a golden and black shine to his armor, helmet covering his face, flops the body of an imp down. It has keys on it. Hurry up. You have about 30 minutes until they send a patrol. Quickly. If you have the will, that is. The grate is pulled back up. What do you guys want to do? Welcome to Az'ketral prison.
Chirpy place, isn't it?
It's a lovely place, yeah. It's nice. It's perfect for the fun for the whole family.
Okay.
Where did he drop
Where-
the imp? Yeah.
Is my question.
Sorry.
I will put a placeholder in. He drops the imp right there.
Okay.
And is
Can
there
I?
another
Yeah.
character there in the far left corner? Okay.
Yeah. Can I? The imp that was slain by our orc friend. Can I go up to and see if I can peek through and take a look at anything he may or may not be carrying?
You can go up to your bars. It's enough to fit your arm through to get like a good drag to pull him back to the point where you can start like rummaging through him and stuff. I'll need a strength check, but it won't be too much of a high DC. I'll set it at 12.
Can I? You see Zomac go to reach out, then he remembers and he tries to cast Mage Hand.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks like he's kind of putting a glove on, and a hand sort of then forms. And with said Mage Hand, can I just have that extend out and try and rummage around him?
For sure. Something to note. For any casters such as yourselves, perhaps this is something that you've tried in the days that you've been here as hunger is starting to set in, as exhaustion is starting to set in. You would notice that you do only have access to cantrips.
Yes.
There is a hefty anti-magic field which lingers over the tower, if not the whole prison, you don't know yet. But it is draining you of all ethereal balance, of all arcane tendencies that you have. But casting Mage Hand, which is a cantrip, I believe.
It is indeed.
You do. Give me an investigation check.
Thank you very much. Rolling.
Can I use thaumaturgy to light the lantern beside him to give him help?
Yeah, for sure. Do an investigation check with advantage as these blue flame torches engulf to give more luminance to this room. To note, you would hear, if you were listening to these flames, it's almost like they whisper to you or speak to you, telling you to give up and giving you like strange messages. Maybe you'll hear voices from people in your past in these flames.
That's not worrying at all. Investigation check with advantage was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You find on this, on the body of this imp, there is scrumpled pieces or ripped pieces of almost like rags, which inside hold little unidentified pieces of meat that they would use to snack on. Until eating them or using an identify spell or if asking one of them, you wouldn't know what they are other than charred pieces of meat. With a dirty 20, you also find a large key ring with not one but 3 sets of keys on them. Not 3 sets of keys, 3 individual keys. Yes, on this large ringed key ring. As well as you find 2 daggers. Very crudely made, sharpened but with black iron, and it looks like they have some sort of bone affixed into the pommel of them, wrapped around with like some leather straps. As well as a coin that an imp would have no use for. But perhaps it's just something shiny that it's taken from some one of their victims. And they like that coin. That's what you find.
Very good then. With the mage hand, can I pull back the set of keys and the coin to myself, leaving the weaponry there, please? And I'm going to try. No, do you want? First, I've got the coin. Can I do an Arcana check on it to see if it's magical in any way, and what kind of magic would it, if at all, it would be associated with it?
For sure, yeah. Do me an Arcana check.
So Arcana. Ooh, that's not great. 13.
Unmistakably, this coin has no magical aura from it. And it holds the same symbol as coins that have been used in cities that you have been to. It holds the face of a long forgotten war hero. And around it there is an inscription, Unda Imini Forane, which in an old Aos speech would be, for light protects all fortune.
Interesting.
So this is, there's no way, shape or form that this imp would have came by this, apart from taking it from a...
Someone.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm going to pocket the coin. Unsure if it's worth, but gotta take it anyway. And I'm just going to try the first key to see if it fits the lock. If not, the second key. If not, the third key.
Cool.
See if I can release.
The third key unlocks your door. And you are free to move around however you wish. What are the rest of you doing at this point in time?
While that's happening, Gregor is up from his, I'm guessing it's like a makeshift bed. Not very comfortable, I assume.
Not at all.
No, fair enough. And Matt, I know you said that the gates are like black, and I'm sure that they are incredibly strong, considering the reputation of Az'ketral. Is that just rock that's surrounding me?
It is, but these stone walls extend to the ceiling, and they seem very thick, even though it seems old and it seems corrupted and somewhat frail. So, but also they trust them enough to keep prisoners in, regardless of how large.
Can I see if is even the slightest weakness, like a chip or some kind of Shawshank Redemption spoon jobbing?
It's up to you. You can either do me a perception or a survival, whichever you're most proficient in.
Perception. Maybe 21.
A spot that you've been looking at for the past few days, waking and just keeping your fixation on it, is this separating beam between yours and the cell just next to you. You notice that there is this fissure or crack that like leads up the wall, but it's heavily obscured by these roots that are poking through. So to the naked eye, it would just look like it's a complete wall, but you've been looking at it for the past few days thinking, am I strong enough to break that?
I think it's probably time to try it. And I will attempt to, at first, kind of rip at least part of the ship. Then I will proceed to, with all of my strength, batter it with my bed. Or just to tear things, or whichever would work best.
Do me
Alright.
Do me a strength check. Noticing that this
Athletics
wall...
or pure strength?
You can do me athletics, actually, yeah, for sure. Yeah, noticing that this wall has a weak point, it would have been with disadvantage as you're using bare hands and no tools, but I'll just do it as a straight roll, as you've taken the time to assess this wall and figure out where its weak point actually is.
It's not good. 11.
You
breaking my knuckles.
You pull one brick out and the rest just will not give. But now you have given light into the cell next to you, and on this wooden bed which hangs by chains, you see sitting there, you see this elderly dwarf. Long, white and grey beard, tattoos over his bald head. As he sits there hunched, he looks at you. There's no point, laddie. We're never getting out of here like that. Brute force? You see what happened to that one? As he looks over to the broken table with the husk of this huge orc that was left on there. Accept your fate. Eos will grant you a place in her halls.
I look at him through the hole in the wall. Brute force does not power this fist. Willpower does. And I will attempt, if you will not help me, it will help both of us. And I will just proceed to attack the wall, and I'll just keep punching at this hole. Unbeknownst to Zomac with the keys, I'll just keep punching this hole in the wall to try and make it wider to get through the wall.
As you keep punching this wall, this is in synergy with what Zomac is doing as retrieving the keys with his mage hand and stuff. As you punch, you like let down a bit more, and now that dwarf is stood there in front of you, on the other side of this wall. What's that gonna do? If you actually make it out of here, you're gonna need those. I don't think your tribulations stop at this wall.
It doesn't matter how we get through. We'll get to the end. And if you do not have the willpower, we'll drag you with. Feel kind of like his knuckles are completely busted through sheer force of will. He's trying to get to him. Probably considering he's got very low intelligence, not realizing that he should be looking for a way out. He's just trying to go through.
He says, "Your friend seems to be doing a better job at figuring this out than you. When you ask him, hey," as he shouts over to Zomak.
I'll turn around and turn back to the cell I'm facing. You there?
Hey,
Hey,
how'd you get out? Help me out, please. Help me out, quickly.
are you one of them? Just
Do I
motions
look like one
towards
of
the
them?
table.
Do I look like I'm one of them? I can be of great help. Just let me out. Please, quickly.
Why?
Well, you're gonna need more than just yourself getting through this prison, no?
The simple answer would be because you want to escape from here, but I'll accept that fine. I'll take the same key that I used to escape in the first cell and just unlock. Try to with the same key.
Door opens.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna turn around, and then I had been probably taking my time in my cell, just rummaging through it, trying to find some weapons or nails or anything, pieces of wood, bone, anything.
The imp back there
Fine.
has 2 daggers upon him. I have no use for them.
Oh, do you mind if I go take them? Did they look sharp? I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, and run and go and search him.
Very good. As I scan on, I'll move over to the next cell, and you'll probably be able to see a pattern emerging here. You there?
Yes.
Are you one of them?
I don't think so.
Are you happy here in this cell, or?
Definitely not.
Well, I can offer you freedom in exchange for companionship if you wish.
Fair enough. I suppose we can all use friends.
I say companions, not friends, but fine, you have an accord. With the same key I've opened the previous 2 cells. I tried to unlock this one.
Opens. Your door
Good.
is open.
There is an imp down there who had some weaponry on it. There is some creature already ransacking the corpse. I suggest if you want to be armed, head down to that there body as I peruse my way across here to the cell directly opposite.
Passing across that imp
Yes.
that was dropped down. He holds a somewhat of like a short sword, but it's sort of bent. It almost looks like a fence has like a metal fence has been like snapped, and then the actual bar of it bent and like fastened or sharpened into a sword, has been dragged across the ground that many times.
Oh, interesting.
Again, armored, winged.
Disgusting creature. You there?
Yes.
What are you, what you doing there, Chief?
He kind of stops himself for a minute, realizing that the gate to open his cell is to his right, and he's going directly into a cell. That was my my second port of call. The first is to get this depressed dwarf out of his cell.
I have keys. If you would prefer.
I did try and tell him.
Is he
I
a
believe
friend of
retract.
yours?
No, I haven't seen anyone here actually before in my life.
Very well, we should leave him locked in here, and I'll come over to you, friend. I'm going to leave this orc locked in the cell, unsure of his abilities. Good evening.
Is this a test?
A test? What kind of test do you expect this to be?
Well, they left us, and they told us not to go anywhere. And suddenly, that guy just drops down and hands us a key. Are they gonna just, like, torture us? It's kind of like catch and release, you know?
There are few things worse than just waiting to die. If we
Yeah,
had a
of course I
chance,
don't want to die. If you have
If
the
you
key,
wish-
then open it, please.
if you wish to remain in the cell, it can be arranged. I'm offering you freedom, unless you want to stay here.
I never said that. You can open the door.
You are rather negative for someone who's just offering you freedom now. You need to adjust that attitude.
I'm negative. I'm stuck in a prison, and I don't even know how to get out.
Well,
I think I have the right to be negative.
Let's start by doing this then. And I unlock the cage, the door, and just there.
Crisis, as this door unlocks, or as Zomak is putting the key in to unlock it, a familiar shadow appears behind you, but only to you. Trust him, but only for now.
Hey, what?
Trust him, but only for now.
Hey, I'll do it. Okay. Alright. Fine. I leave my prison cell.
There. Things are already immediately improved. Isn't that wonderful?
They are. Do you have any food?
No. It is one thing I am lacking. However, if you seek weaponry, there is an imp that fell from the sky, and another imp over in that corner there. I'm sure they had some kind of medieval, robust weaponry. It's no good to me, but others are free. I suggest you go and converse with them. Perhaps they have food. As I will continue on my merry way over to the next cell. Someone else can jump in if they want. I'm not.
Hey, you're the one who's got the keys,
I mean,
man.
I'm gonna go and investigate to see if I can find any A, food, or B, any sort of weapons.
Sure. You can do me just a rough investigation check if you would like.
While they're busy, I'm gonna head over to the dwarf cell and see if I can't figure out a way to pick the lock with something. I would need to do kind of a search, find something sharp I can insert in.
For sure. I'm not so if you want to do me a perception check, or you can go and take one of the keys from Zomak. But if you want to like fasten something, then you can do me a survival check. That would work for me.
Let's try with the keys from Zomak first, so I'll walk over and ask him for half of the keys.
Can I help you?
Yes, I wanted to open the cell door for the dwarf on the other one that you missed.
Very well.
Can I borrow the keys?
I'd rather you did not, if I'm honest. I was just going to open up these two cells, then double back. I'm suspicious of the orc smashing his way through into another cell. It seems an unusual kind of behavior, and we've already seen this kind of strange demonic takings of minds, and I wonder if that orc in there is desperately trying to get through to the other door for reasons that I cannot yet understand. I will not be so trusting of those.
I think he'd be a lot calmer if the door was open.
I'm not sure he's aware of how doors and walls work, if I'm honest with you, but if you want to make him your concern, then feel free. I'm happy to hand over these keys here now. There is, 2 or 3 more people still in them. If you wish to continue my rounds, I must admit this handling of these dirty keys is making me feel a little bit, gross, so fine.
As they're having that conversation, can I thaumaturgy and make the floor shake underneath the imp that was dropped where he said there's keys, and make the keys jingle on that other imp?
For sure. Using thaumaturgy. the ground starts to vibrate, and indeed, hooked onto the belt of this other imp, there is another key ring, but with one larger key on it.
Mhm.
I believe there's
Maybe
a
you'd
nice
like to
big.
have control over the bigger keys.
Sure, it's not all about the size. You know, it's more how you use it that's the problem. But sure, you can have the big shiny key if it makes you feel important. I was just gonna go and round up these here folk, and then we can talk about your big key. But for now, I just so you
Will
taking the
somebody
key
just
or
let me out?
I'm
You
trying
hear
to get
me?
there, buddy.
Trying.
As they're arguing over the keys, I'm just standing there waiting for someone to unlock.
Patience,
You
please,
hear-
friend. Sorry, we're having a very possessive conversation about keys, and more keys, in which said time we've just merely opened your cell door, but this is apparently more important.
Do me, oh, well, actually, no, you won't have to do anything. You feel, as you are talking about this and holding these keys in your hand, they're swiped from your grasp as you turn around. This small goblin in the cell behind you has been, as you are standing outside.
Finally, I am the master of my own destiny. Everyone told me, Tug, you are never going to amount to anything in life, and here I am, holding the keys to my future. Can you move, please, so I can unlock my cell?
I'm sorry.
He's gonna look at Zomac. Is he with you?
No,
No, Tug's
no,
not with
most
anyone.
certainly not.
Tug's with himself. Always with himself, always by himself.
Tug, it is nice to meet your acquaintance. If you're feeling so helpful, you have to put the key in the lock and release yourself, and there's a few others that will probably enjoy the same freedoms, if you so please.
Sure, safety in numbers. I don't want what happened to that fella to happen to me or any of you.
No.
But if it has to happen to any of you before it happens to me, then I'm fine with that, but...
Well, no, if you stay in that cell, I guarantee you'll be next. In fact, I'm sure that if you do not release everyone else in here, that you will definitely be next upon that slab there. I heard them say it.
Okay, I'll do it. But only because it increases our chances of survival.
Sure. Sure thing, buddy. I'm just going to step away from the aforementioned Tug and be quiet for a bit.
He stands and reaches his arm up. He opens his door and walks out.
Right, okay. You! Come. What can you offer Tug for the keys?
You see my eyes go bright and I speak in Infernal. Not knowing if he says it, I says, I offer you nothing.
Huh?
And I'm just trying to make him drop the keys.
I look up understanding that.
Do me an intimidation check.
Oh no.
For you did an investigation check earlier. What did you get for that
Yeah.
crisis?
I got 8.
An 8. You don't find this place is bereft of food. It is not meant to be a nice place whatsoever. You do, however, find something that could be classed as edible in the corner of these rooms and in these cells. Apart from scurrying rats and cockroaches, if those are things that you would consume, you find small blue glowing mushrooms in the corner of a few of the cells. If those seem edible to you, then that's fine. Or again, there is a bag of chunks of unidentified meat within one of the imp's body that Tamsin is investigating. And
I'm gonna go to the meats.
Okay, cool. And what was your intimidation? 12. He sort of looks at the keys and looks at you. Gets in
Eyes.
close.
Right.
Gets in close and looks around.
Are you a demon?
Maybe. I say in common.
Isn't it?
I'm just kidding. No, just give me the key.
Isn't it a bad thing to make a pact with a demon?
I'm making no pact. Just open the door. You can have the key back. I promise. You said safety in numbers.
Tug kind of like turns to himself and goes,
But what if she kills us? But what if she doesn't kill us? Or maybe she will. Then again, maybe we can just push her in front and let her take the hits. Yes, Tug, you're a genius. You hold the key to your future, and you're a genius. It's all turning around for Tug.
as he puts the key in the door and
opens it. Okay, don't kill me, demon lady. You owe me one.
I owe you one. It's I left it in the cell. I walk out and I say I left it in the cell. The one I owed you.
This cell?
Yeah, and look, no funny business from me. I'm just gonna walk away and I will walk just about here.
Deception check.
It is a 18.
Oh,
God. Well, the keys.
No. One. You have to leave the keys. The keys are there. Yours is inside. Your fate is inside.
But the keys aren't my fate.
No. Your fate is inside. You said I owe you one. Your one is in there.
Right. Yes, my one. The one. What's the one? Ah, fuck it.
as he sort of goes inside this cell, drops the keys or leaves it in the door, leaves the one that he unlocked your cell with in the door, and he goes inside.
Right, where is it? The one.
As he lifts up the bed and starts looking for it.
I close the cell and lock
I
it.
don't see it.
As he like grabs on the end.
Mark my words. I have the keys to my future again. I will never let you out.
And I'm just going to take the key out and put it on the floor. I just can't deal with him, and I let the others decide what they want to do, but I got really annoyed by him.
He's kind of like reaching out the cell to try and grab the keys. And... Tamsin, inspecting this body, you can find yourself up to 2 daggers if you so wish. And Crises, as you go over, as Tamsin is inspecting this corpse and retrieving the daggers, you can retrieve yourself a small bag of meat which has about 8 chunks in it, but you don't know what they are.
Oh. Can
You
I
can do-
inspect it?
Yeah, you can do me a nature check if you would like.
Okay.
Oh,
Also-
it smells foul. I wouldn't. Maybe.
What am I
offer it
rolling?
to this guy
Four.
there.
What are you rolling for, Sarah?
You can't roll a 4.
Oh, you rolled a 4. Yeah, you have no idea what these things are. If you do, you dare to try and eat one?
I'm going to take a small nibble from one.
Tastes like nice charcoal meat. It's better. I mean, it's not nice, but it's not like nicely seared bacon or anything like that. But it's meat and it tastes cooked. But it's very
Okay, I'll put-
rubbery. It's very rubbery and almost has like a gristle to the end of it as well. But yeah.
You know what? I'll pop the whole thing in my mouth. Just one chunk.
Okay. And you begin to chew away of this unidentified meat, but it does begin to provide you with some sort of comfort and satisfaction.
Put the rest away into my. I don't have a bag, but it'll be on my person.
Yeah. It seems we have lost Miss Corvina for a moment. I think they're just resetting their stuff. But now you are
How
all
big is
out.
the hole?
At the
As she's doing that, I will walk over and get the keys and go, and I will just walk up to these 2 cells with the keys from this, with the big key. I'll ask for the big key, and I'll just let these 2 out. I won't even say anything.
The big key that was found on the imp that drops does not fit these locks. But by the time you get to this cell, this hole is big enough for you to get through onto the other side. Congratulations.
Escape! Or not?
Yes, he goes.
I
The
will-
olden dwarf just goes, I know what. What was your plan now? You wanna bunk with me? You wanna swap?
As they're having that conversation, can Zomac pick up the smaller keys from outside Tug's cell and just walk over and just unlock the dwarves' cell with now the orc standing in there? Just unlock it.
Yeah.
As you walk away, Tug's like, please, 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 I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I will. I can be useful. I can be quiet. I can sneak. I can build traps. I'm very good at building traps. Although I don't really have the components for them. But if you could give me the components, please, please.
I'll consider it. And just walk off.
You unlock the dwarf cell. See? Now you can get out.
Well, I'll look at the dwarf with my back hands. And look down at him. What is your name, this big one?
Doromir, if it please you. And you?
Gregor. It is good to meet your acquaintance. And I'll reach out a pebble infused hand to him to try and shake his hand.
And grabs your forearm. Pleasure.
Doromir keeps you here. Gate is this way. Come.
Actually, I think I'm fine. Just here. Well, I've grown to like this place. Not for what it is now, but the songs that these walls sing there. Ancient. The stone. It needs a friend.
What about your friends? If you do have no one to get to?
I don't have any friends.
But he just kind of points to the ragtag group.
Well, if y'all were actually my friends, then my decision would be the same. You see, old timer, I think I've still yet got a few years on you. I'd only slow you all down. My days are far past fighting. My quietness, well, my gut will see to that. I'll give us away with one toot.
He kind of, Gregor looks kind of resolute, understanding and almost respecting his decision. And goes to leave the cell and turns around to give him a last look as you are persistent. To anything you can tell us to help us?
Look, when they come back, and inevitably they will, they're gonna want answers. Honestly, I thought you'd all be fucked until I saw that grate open in the ceiling. I'll tell them you escaped through that. No doubt all of my pains will be immense. I used to do servitude to Eos by designing the temples. Now I can do one last thing, right? I guess. That
Gregor.
means that you guys get out safe. That's what it means.
Gregor again, kind of in understanding and respect. It grips relatively hard. You have strength. Not the kind with strength all the same. Good luck.
Thanks. Oh, and if I was you, I'd try and clamp as much of that armor on and fashion yourself shields. I saw imps with bows and arrows and crossbows out there, as well as a bunch of other very horrible things. Flame-breathing dogs, huge hulking figures pulling chains.
My experienced friend. What is this place?
This was once a mighty temple indeed. It was used to imprison demon lords of old. Ones which mortals like us these days would not even dream to set eyes upon.
But when Eos was a fury to be reckoned with, and one day she will be again, this place was a bastion like many others to contain and restore. An elder tree was placed in the center of this place. Same in many of the temples. It would amplify the radiance. It would speak through the stone as he places his hand on the wall, and bits of the gravel fall off to his fingers as he crumbles them in his hand. But now she's old. Not the place she once was. But I'd bet my last copper on a glimpse or a glimmer of light still lingers within the stone. But who knows? Maybe I'm just a crazy old fucking dwarf.
Can I do a history check on the stones, having heard that, using my stone conning, to see if I would know anything about this temple or temples like it?
Yeah, do so with advantage, please.
As that's going on, the coin that I found on the imp, can I give it to the dwarf? Say,
Yes.
now you have a copper to bet. May you win.
Well, I was always a gambler, as he flicks it up in the air and catches it in his hands.
Heads.
Who knows? I'll keep that a secret.
Friend, my spells, I cannot feel the arcane as strongly as I can. Why is that? Do you know? I can cast mediocre minor spells, but nothing beyond my usual power. Why?
I wouldn't know. Best guess, they have some sort of foul, dampening aura upon this place to stop very intriguing adventurers such as yourselves making a quick escape. I know
Sensible.
that. I do know that very, very powerful mages, wizards, sorcerers alike are taken to a different part of this prison. Don't take that as a slight on you, but some things I've seen people do in this world. I think you belong with the more normal folk.
Interesting. Well, if you've consigned your fate to this here cell, there is a goblin down there, and I take off the single key that has unlocked the rest of the cells, and I hand it to the dwarf. If you want for company, there is a enthusiastic young goblin down there who's desperate for company. If not, your flatulence and odor offends me at this point, so I bid you adieu.
Aye,
Just go walk
of
away.
course. He takes the key. He, Well, what are you guys doing at this point?
Yeah, just
I'm still
While
doing
they
the
were
history.
chatting, I would have been
yeah, there's a
looking
check to be
for
done.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
What was
weapons.
your history? Yeah. So if you can add to your
Yeah, it's 14 plus double my proficiency, which is a 3, so it's 6, so it's a dirty 20.
dirty 20. Cool.
Good.
Feeling the stone on the ground, and then looking at the table where this body of this orc was, and going over to feel that. This is indeed something old and ancient. There is a dampness to the stone of the ground. It's not completely dry. It's not completely bereft of... To say stone is sentient or can retain some sort of energy to be understood or interacted with would usually be barbaric, but in this case you feel that there is a cold to the stone which wasn't there the day it was made. You feel that it is increasing and it's drying up, and looking at the roots that are cracking through the stone around you and feeling them as well, there is a dampness to them. So life or some form of some form of need lives within this stone that wants to get out. You can add those daggers to your inventory. There is a short sword around. There is armor upon these imps. If someone would like, 2 people can add chainmail to their equipment if they so wish.
Yeah, go on then.
Did someone claim the daggers already?
I have
know,
2 from
yeah,
the one.
yeah, I know that you have 2, so it's up to you whether you want to keep them both for yourself or share them.
I need no weaponry.
Right on. If the weapons are gone, I'll just kind of raid the rooms and see if I can find anything else.
Okay. Go on.
If I see you looking, I would come to you and I would present you with 1 dagger. Looking for something like this. It's not sharp as much as I would like it to be, but could be useful.
Doesn't have to be sharp, just pointy.
Okay, I'll give you 1.
Has
Thank
someone
you.
already taken the short sword?
Mm-mm.
No, that's yours if you like it.
I will grab the short sword.
Okay, cool. All whilst this is happening, Tug is. Oh yeah, go on, Gregor.
I was going to say, noticing of not having the intellectual acumen to kind of look for other weapons, I will just pick up the 2 heaviest rocks that busted down with the wall, in the attempt to increase the damage of my melee attack, of my like armed attacks. Just
Sure.
2 massive rocks.
Sure. Holding these 2 corrupted bricks in your hand, this corrupted stone. All the while this is happening, Tug is like reaching out of this cell, like on the floor, lying on the floor, just being like,
Please, please don't leave me in here. Please.
Can I go up to the orc and see if he's like gone, like just do a check, like he's dead, right? That's what I would definitely do.
You don't need a medicine check to notice that this dude has a hole plunged in his heart, so to the point where you can see the stone of the table underneath. His jaw's like cracked to one side, and his eyes are like sunk into his skull. He's beyond healing.
So with that, I'm looking around. Everyone's got their weapons. Is there anything else in the room, or is it just those imps?
So there are crates in the far end. There, like a large crate that's like held up with like rope and stuff. There are chains that have been broken as these hanging cells, like sort of hanging slightly obscured from the ceiling. So you could do something with a chain. The beds in the cells, they're like created of wooden slats, so you could always like smash them for one and like use it as like a sharp sharp jabbing stick. But again, the durability of which might be a bit iffy. So yeah, those are the stuff that you see around.
Okay. I would, knowing that I'm not that strong, I'll call the strong guy over.
Mr. Muscles.
Mr. Muscles. I just say, sorry, Mr. Orc. Orc? I don't want to offend. It's Orc, right? Yeah.
I'll take it.
Could you give me a hand here for a second? And I just go over and I go towards the other orc on the table, and I go to his head where his jaw is you said his jaw is kind of cracked open.
Mm-hmm.
And I go over and I'm gonna say to the strong guy, I'm gonna like move his head, and I'm gonna be like, can you like, and I'm gonna point to the tusks. I'm gonna say, can you take that for me? And I'm just gonna ask him to like pull out the tusks.
I look shocked. I look down at my full orcish brethren, his deceased body, eyes lifeless, looking up at me. And I put my hand on his forehead. Rest well, brother. Okay.
My tiny little hands are sitting there.
And I will attempt to rip the tusks off of his face.
Okay. Ripping the tusks out. Well, in fact, no. You can do me a strength check. Do me advantage. This guy's dead, decrepit, deceased.
I will guidance
decaying.
him also because he's helping me.
Doesn't matter. That 20.
Nat 20.
Ah!
Yeah.
What time to get it?
Just hooking your hand into his lower jaw, you just literally rip it off with ease, and it's almost like you would expect a recent body to have tougher flesh than this, even though like life force had been drained out of him. This rips like paper. This rips like paper, like it's a mummy's flesh. It just rips open, and you now have the bottom half of an orc's jaw in your hand.
The teeth are probably rotten.
I can't kind of imagine that it was because of how issuey the flesh was. I think it's just because of my own brute strength and how strong I am. So I'll kind of take the jaw in front of my face. Is this what you were looking for? It's just a joke. Here you go.
Thank you. Tough times. And as I say that, I rip a piece of the material off, and I will put the tusks, like kind of like this, in my knuckles, and I'll make like Wolverine claws with it, and I'll wrap the piece of cloth around it, and I will have these two tusks hanging there, and then with the tusks now able to cut more fabric, I will create a little sling bag for my tome that no one had noticed I had in my hands this whole time.
Awesome. So you got knuckle tuskers in your hand, perfect, and a little sling for your bag.
Cannon now.
Yeah, it is. You see, you would have heard the
If she wouldn't have done
crying. You would have heard the crying stop from Tug as soon as that jaw got ripped off, and he's like,
Actually, I think I can make this work. Yes, this is nice. This is nice. This is a good place. It's a good place to be. Great place to be.
I look over at Tug with our first interaction, thaumaturgy again, my eyes, and just wave the knuckles.
he just scurries back to the back of your cell. What would you all like to do now? You stand here. You have this big iron door in front of you guys.
Can I just be observed as been looking disgusted? Just like generally, just like an absolute look of like contempt.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay then. I feel, friends, time is ticking, and we were warned by the sky person that there will be a patrol. Now, if we have a key to get out of this place, I do not want to spend a moment here any longer. The time for formalities, I'm sure, will come, but for right now, I feel we should take our freedom.
Vic, you're right. I'm gonna run to the door. Do I see any... Well, is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, there is.
there's
Yeah,
a
there is.
keyhole?
But it's far larger than the ones that were on your cell doors. But your group has found a larger key on the body that was dropped from the grate above.
May I suggest big key and big door? This is prison that has imp guards. It can't be that complicated.
Yeah.
While
Right.
they're doing this, I am just going to be near the dead orc, and I'm going to sort of whisper under my breath and kind of in a sort of like hesitant sort of praying stance. I'm like, Shadow, sir, can you hear me?
No response.
If you can hear me somehow, do you know what that blue thing was? It looks so familiar.
Do me a perception check.
Please don't fail me. Slightly better. Not really. 12.
12. There is no response verbally. Looking down at this orc, looking at the hole that was created within its chest, and you can see that there are these black veins like tendrils that are slowly and still moving through where his veins would be, pushing out and just constantly decaying this flesh. You look at the orc's face. Within one of his eyes, a shine of blue circulates, and one of his fingers just moves. As you look up, you see Tug with his face in the grates looking at you, just and then he moves back towards the back of his cell, and that's it.
I'm gonna take a step back then, and I'll just say, whisper into the air, like, you have a lot of explaining to do later, whenever you're here, and then I join the rest of the crew.
Okay. Just before you put the key in the door and exit, Daranir will shout, "Gregor, come here."
Apple's over.
He stands up, and you tower over this dude. Like you're like 4 foot higher than this guy. The rest of them have a long life ahead. Not to say that you don't, old timer. But if there's one last thing that you want to give this world, service of that symbol that you have there, I'd suggest you spend that time making sure that none of these poor bastards actually fall into the darkness. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll give my best. Make sure those.
Okay. Well, good luck. And, from one lover of this world to another, take this. You'll know when to use it. As he holds his hand out in like a balled fist, places something in your hand. You look at it.
Yeah.
You see you are holding a completely gold-plated acorn in your hand.
Feel any kind of resonance from it?
Give me a religion check.
Yes, sir. 9.
That's good for your intelligence.
I know, man. Yeah, it's -1.
Yeah.
There's something in it. There's something about it. There is an unnatural sheen that goes across it without any light being reflected upon it. You don't know what it is.
I know. So,
He looks at you and says, "If I'm honest, I don't even know if the fucking thing works, but if anyone can, it's a follower of the light like you. Keep it close. Use it when you need it."
do I have pockets, or are we talking like a prison perk?
So you'll have pockets. You'll have basically everything that you was all wearing under the armor that you brought in. So any sort of like armor that you guys had would have been taken away from you. Same as weaponry. That would have all been taken away from you and put elsewhere within the prison. But so you have just like the undergarments and stuff. So whether that's like a tunic and some like trousers and stuff, that's up to you guys what you're wearing at this point in time. But with this golden seed in hand, and the door now open, you head out. You walk down a very long set of stairs, which leads to a spiraled staircase, which feels like it goes down for hundreds of feet. you're walking down these steps which are enlightened by the same soul flame torches which whisper to you as you walk past them, or you swear you did, or you swear you heard them, as sometimes you'd like look back to see if one of the other party members was talking to you. As you descend down this tower, you come to a very large portcullis which is opened, and in front of you there is this huge stone drawbridge, but instead of it being flat out in front of you for you to walk across, this is up and suspended by these huge chains, like thicker than you could like span your arm. Huge black metal chains hold this bridge, which is made of stone, has these braziers which are like still alight with flame, but the whole bridge is just upright. To your left and right at this point, as you stand, you will look out, and everything beyond this bridge is just pure chasm. Drop into blackness as black smoke starts to rise up and fog covers this place. Jagged black mountain interiors, like interior caverns, litter the walls. You see that some of them have been used to make little hovels for imps and small demons and stuff on, little almost like scaffoldings of planks of wood and tarps that have been drawn over. But before any of that, you now stand on the other side of this portcullis. Before this bridge, there's probably around a 50-foot gap of pure demonically infused tiles instead of like just this flat stone floor that was in the cell. These tiles, either side of them, there are these huge 50-foot rusted and corrupted, this metal which has from silver turned black, these huge cogwheels, 2 of them either side, 2 huge chains which lead from the bridge, which feed around the interior of these cogwheels, and these cogwheels are stationary, they are not moving. Beneath these cogwheels are 2 sets of stairs, 2 braziers either side of these sets of stairs with blue flame torches which lead down under these cogwheels. What do you guys want to do?
Well, now, that was awful rude of them to leave the bridge up for us now, wasn't it? I would infer by our location, how high up we are. Prison now, yes, but this much more looks like a fortress. A fortress, a stronghold of some kind, and as such it would have remarkable defenses against incoming attack, armies, that kind of thing. There will be a way to lower this bridge, but I think most likely the mechanics will be down those stairs there. So, I would infer the strongest amongst us, and perhaps even the bravest, were to go down first and see if they can find some kind of system or lever or switch or something to lower this bridge now. If that's, if you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it greatly.
Not me.
Which one of those are you?
I'm sorry?
Which one of those are you? You're clearly not the strongest. Are you the bravest?
No, not at all. Not at all. It is a title that has escaped me always, and I'm fine with that. Perhaps one of yourselves are brave or strong enough to head down there first whilst I stay up here and make sure we're not ambushed from the rear.
Maeve kind of rolls her eyes at this, and can we see the tiles properly from here, or do you have to go down to see the tiles?
So the tiles, imagine just like a cliff's edge, like a semicircle of a cliff's edge. You're standing on the tiles at the moment. That's what's between you and the bridge. It's just ground, but these stairs are leading into the tiles, sort of thing. So either side, 2 big cogwheels, and then like a flat ground, and then stairs leading down under this tiled ground.
Can I have a look at the tiles, look at the stones, see if they need to be stood on, see if there's any kind of grooves or...
Yeah, sure. Do me an investigation check or a perception check.
Can I assist in doing that? Can I look as well to give the assist for help action?
For
And can I guide myself?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Let's have all the help with the tiles.
Yeah, you have to shout guidance as you do it, like really keenly. That's it. There you go.
And is it with advantage, right?
That will be.
Yeah, I'm helping out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then a D4. So, it's the same both rolls, so 13 plus 4, 17.
17. Studying the tiles, having a look at them, getting down onto the ground and like tilting your head so you can see the trajectory of them. Some of them are cracked. It's been you've been told that this place, it used to be an old temple. It seems that they haven't been like remade or put here. These were the original tiles that were put here by the original creators of this tower, as this tower used to be a part where they would lock up lesser demons. Looking for any sort of like imperfections and weak spots and any sort of trigger points or anything. You don't see anything. Scorch marks, maybe a few clawed marks and stuff.
Scorch marks, are they just in general around the place, or are they unspecific?
It seems that having a look, I'd say with your 17 on perception, nothing more than a few coals that have been dropped from hanging torches or braziers or anything like that. Or
I get the feeling the scorch marks are without malicious intent, as you seem to study them so fiercely.
I will say that as you sort of looking at these stones, though, behind you, you will hear a set of whispers.
Why would they help you? You're fucking useless. They're going to be feasted upon.
As you see there's this hanging cage behind you with a human who has all of his like muscle stripped from him, sunken in cheeks, a sunken in throat. His eye sockets are like deep and black. He has long scragged hair and like a beard that's like tried to grow. His ribs are protruding as he sits there like rocking back and forth in this hanging cell.
Don't tell them a thing. They're all gonna die anyway.
If there's anything.
Are we gonna end up
Don't
like
tell
that?
us what.
Huh? Don't tell you about all the nasty things you'll find in the prison. Shut the fuck up. She's gonna hear you. She's gonna hear you. The wardeness hears everything.
Because he starts like tapping the cage. The wardeness hears everything. Because he looks at you and tries to like grab out to get you.
Sorry.
Would you let me out if you're escaping?
Maybe we can help you if you help us. Which type of creatures have you seen? Do you know how to lower that bridge as well?
They speak. They go in, down, stairs, and speak the words, or touch the stones. The stones which glow, the stones which don't. They think I don't listen, but I do. I always listen, and they say the words, and then don't. The bridge lowers, and then.
Can I insight check that, this babbling madman in the cage?
Sure, yeah.
I'll try. I do an old-fashioned
What is
way.
it you're looking for?
I just want to see basically more, not so much that he's lying, but more is he of enough sound of mind to be believed, if that makes sense. I rolled a 19 plus a 2 is a 21.
Nice. Mad, he definitely is. He has been here for months, if not possibly a year and over. He keeps mentioning that the wardeness is listening to him and she's in his brain. And then when he switches, you seem to see him switch in and out of babbling and fear to things which are riddle-like. Don't get me wrong, but
Coherent.
they might pertain to something serious. When asked the question how to help, saying things like they were speaking to the stone or speaking to the cogs, and then they they start to move. The chains have moved, and the chains will attack and things. These things, it could very well come from a madman, but
I feel enough in amongst this rambling here now, my new friends, there's an element of truth behind it. He's merely mimicking what he hears and what he has seen, and I know enough to believe the ramblings of a madman are where they are mad and when sometimes they're not so much. So I would infer he mentions going down the stairs and perhaps not talking to stones, but there must be some kind of operating system down there. I believe that's what this
Yes, yes, yes.
thing.
Down, 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 down below.
Yeah, is there anyone else down below, as you say, that you recall, or is it relatively unkept?
Not that I've seen. When the bridge goes up, everyone who's here stays here.
Well, we have no intention of staying here, friend. Well, you've been very helpful, and I'm sure if we lower this bridge, and you've been very helpful, that yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's always watching. She's always watching. As he tries to like reach out to grab you and just back in again. Sorry.
Step back a bit, yeah. Okay, I'm sure. Who is she, you mean, by the way?
The wardeness herself. The wardeness, the one who sings through the roots, sings through the webs, sings through the stone. Can't you hear?
Now
Can
that's
she see us
interesting.
now?
She sees everyone. She sees you. When you were small, when you were little, she sees you, and he follows you.
Someone else talk to
Cool.
this guy.
Yeah, no, I think I'm done with him. Again, you there, big orc man. Was it Gregor? Grayscale?
Gregor, yes.
Gregor. Charmed. You seem like a fellow who's brave and strong. Why don't you take a little few steps down those little stairs there and see if our new friend here is telling us the truth.
Does seem like this is like sort of seems like he's more with the brain. I think probably you, man of many words, should probably go down and check yourself, yes?
I will, but I need a good strong back to go down there and perhaps make sure there could be nasties down there, and you seem stronger than I, and perhaps we can go together. You quite a few steps ahead of me, but yeah, sure.
Wait, hold on. He said something
Is there-
about words. We need to say some words before we step on
Of course, but Gregor here has very bravely volunteered to check that it's safe first for the rest of us to read the words. We all have our parts to play here, and he has very bravely nominated himself to go way up and ahead and make sure the coast is clear.
You're going to
Not
risk
he,
our
not he.
muscle?
As they're still talking amongst themselves, I've just been like wandering towards the stairs and heading down.
Cool.
As they're doing all that, just
Cool.
as we're about to leave, can I put some whispers behind the crazy guy and in Infernal make them say, tell them the words, and just tell them the words, tell them the words, tell them the words.
Wait. I have something that you should know. Come here.
I wouldn't. Okay.
I need to whisper.
It's on you.
I walk up close, but as I'm so short, I don't think he can reach me because I'm lower than the cage.
I didn't say you was lower to the cage whatsoever. I would say you're about. I'd say you're about head height from grabbing. I mean, hand range.
I'll rate the attempt, though. I rate it. That's right.
Do me a dexterity saving throw, please. DC 16.
Love that.
11?
He grabs you straight in and your face slams against the bars. You'll take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. As you do, you start to feel, and the rest of you would see from the temple a little bit of blood trickling down Maeve's head as he like grabs you in and like pulls your hair, but he gets close to your ear, so there's literally just like the bar, his mouth, and your ear on the other side.
Memory is one word, they say. Memory.
As he pushes you away and lets you go.
I just stumble back, and I just like, I kind of just hold up my hand with the tusks and like not having done anything with it, and I just stand there, and I start breathing really heavily, and I just say to the guys, I'd be like, he said memory, and not knowing if it's true or not, I just keep backing away.
Did you say you took a point of damage?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I will go to Zermac and be like, 2 seconds. Go over to yourself, and I will cast Lay on Hands just at the point of damage. Where was it like a
Yeah, it was like
blood
on
on your
the temple
near?
there, yeah.
I'm like, you don't. Just over my hand, and with the little remnants in me, let it just flow through my body. You can see a white light through my emanating out through my fingertips as the blood kind of seeps back to the top of the wound closes. A slight scratch, but the wound closes.
Nice.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's usually the other way around, and I just say thank you as I follow him.
And with that, I'll put a big arm of his own back. Okay then, you are Brains, I am Braun. Let's go.
Already down the bottom of these stairs. There's the left stairs and there's the right stairs. But already down the bottom of these stairs, Ilanwe, you come to this room, which is probably around 60 feet in length and probably around 40 feet in width. Stone room. It's cold down here. The ceiling isn't that high, but what you do see ahead of you is there is a huge iron lever affixed into the floor. Around this lever, there are 4 podiums with it almost looks like grabbing hooks or like steel hooks that have nothing in them. There is a chisel hovering, wreathed in blue flame above this lever, and littered on the floor around this place are dozens, if not hundreds, of clouded white crystals. There is inscriptions in infernal runes chiseled already into these podiums, which stand equally around this platform with the lever on. As the rest of your guys join downstairs, unless anyone's specifically wanting to wait outside of the room.
I would try and hang back, but I've got a bloody great big orc with his arm around my shoulder, so I ain't got a lot of choice or anything.
Come with me, brother.
Thanks. Yeah, cool.
Alonwe just looked back and was, oh, you finally came down.
Standing and seeing these crystals, what is it that anyone would like to do?
Anyone
Hold on now,
please?
big fella. Can I just get a bit of space to breathe now?
Wriggle out of me.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, this here is interesting. I would like to go and inspect any one of the 4 podiums, and I can read Infernal, so I'd like to have a look at the inscriptions, assuming that using my passive I've seen them.
Cool. Closest one to you, there is an inscription on it, and each infernal rune pertains to, or each line around this 4-sided podium. It has numerous runes on it, which sort of stack upon top of each other. And you would instantly know them as sentences which form a paragraph, or as you begin to read it, you understand indeed that it is riddles upon these podiums, riddles which require answers. On the first podium, you read, I feast upon mountains, yet never taste their stone. I bend the backs of monarchs until they kneel alone.
Wind.
Steel cannot wound me. Magic cannot bind me. Every soul you have ever known has carried me behind them.
You'll
I
allow.
get that. I
Would
get
you
that
like
again
to-
to write it out.
Okay,
This will allow the least intelligent character to really wreck his brain.
I'll be. In fact, are you writing them out? Yeah.
I'm writing them down. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll lean down to Zomac and be like, it is.
It's what you cut out there.
Time?
You keep going out for some reason. Yeah.
Wait, time.
Oh,
Better.
Check your voice sensitivity on Discord, dude. You might want to drag
Okay.
that down because you cut out a few times.
Go for it.
That's one of the that's yeah. It's up to you guys how you decide the answer to these riddles. Would you prefer me to read them all out? And
Would you
then-
mind? 'Cause I'll write them down.
For
Unless
sure.
some, if you don't
Since
mind.
neither of us read or understand Draconic or
Yeah.
so
Infernal.
he would
Infernal.
be translating for
But
us.
as this
Yeah,
is being read
Infernal.
out, I'm reading this out, translating it to common for you. There.
I would go to the other ones and do the same thing.
Cool.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Second one would read, I am a kingdom with no walls, a library with no shelves. The dead still whisper through me, though they speak to none but themselves. Lose me, and faces become strangers. Keep me, and grief never dies. Though unseen by every age, I carry countless lives.
That one was memory.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Bill, for the mime.
I will place the riddles within here.
Great.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, thank you so much, because I was so far behind on the actual.
Yeah,
writing.
same. I was trying to write it out, and it was
I was
not working.
really trying to get that. I was like, wait, slow down. Thank you.
Reading the next one, you would read, I am forged without hammer, broken without blade. The strongest fortress ever built can crumble where I fade. Kings have traded kingdoms for me. Friends have died to keep me true. Once shattered into countless shards, few ever gather all I knew. And the fourth one reads, the void names me its oldest enemy. The faithful call me divine. A single spark can banish horrors that 10,000 swords can't find. I die each dusk, yet rise each dawn. Through endlessly hunted, I am truly never gone.
Darkness.
So, you realise if you just say these words and nothing happens, there was another component to what is in here?
Yeah, so with the, I'm going to try, just to go, so friends, I believe some of these tales, as one of the crazy guy, we have time, we have memory. Would anyone else like to chime in here? I'm not trying to.
The sun.
That was the fourth one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The faithful call me divine. A single spark can banish horrors.
Yeah.
Would it be the sun or light?
It says I rise each dawn at the end.
Yeah.
Die at dusk and the air dies dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sun or light. Yeah, so time, memory. And what was the fourth one?
That was the fourth one. It's the third one we're getting.
Oh, so which
Yeah,
one?
the strongest fortress ever built can crumble where I fade.
Strongest fortress. Kings of traded kingdoms.
Love, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking love as well.
Maybe love.
So
Would
look, sounds like can go outside. Kings of Trade, King of Sony, as a blood King of Trade.
Courage?
Shout out to kind of channels few and the guy all in there.
I will go up. And did you say there's braziers down here as well? Are these?
So what in this room that you're in at the moment?
Yeah.
So the walls are lit with torches, but there is
Chisel.
a glowing flame wreathed chisel which is hovering and just rotating above the lever, and there are dozens, if not hundreds, of clouded crystals or like shards of crystal on the floor around you.
The third one, if you can hear me,
Go on,
the third one potentially could be like trust.
Yeah, I was thinking courage,
Yeah, I was thinking
actually.
courage or
But
trust.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we're built control where our fade. Where trust fades, where courage fades. Kings have traded for trust. Yeah, kings have
Can
traded.
I walk up to the chisel and try and take it?
Or faith. Could be faith.
Yeah, faith.
You
Yeah.
grab you grab the chisel. You watch as your eye, or those around you, watch as your eyes turn black.
Kill it.
And your eyes turn black, and you can only hear the people around you speaking in common, but you can only hear them in Infernal.
Okay. I will pick up one of the crystals, and knowing what the crazy guy said and what Zomak had called out, I will carve memory into the crystal.
You carve memory into this crystal, thinking in your mind that you are carving the common word for memory, and you look down to this crystal, and it is the infernal rune for memory.
Does anything happen?
Nothing happens as you're holding it.
Can you still hear? Can you still hear us, mate? Sorry, King Carter. Can you still hear us?
I can hear you, and I'll speak back in Infernal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because you can actually understand Infernal.
I can
can't you?
understand it, yeah.
Yeah, but what you hear back is her speaking in Infernal with black eyes.
Right. Okay then.
And I'll just smile really big too.
You're doing a
Try throwing
grand
it in
job.
the brazier.
If you can still hear me, don't attack. With that there crystal you've carved memory in, can you place it upon the pedestal on one of the sides with the hooks, I believe, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, so there's four podiums around, each with a separate riddle on. So if you want to place that stone into the top with the hooks, you watch it locks in place, the hooks split apart, and this crystal begins to rise and turns blue. And you hear a single mechanism unlock underground.
I believe whatever you did there, dear Meave, worked. So I would infer that you take that there chisel you got, pick up another crystal, and would you be so kind to convert the word time into it?
I'll turn back to him and say, it's Maeve, not Meave, all in Infernal, so he does not get the meaning. But I will be sassy like that.
I do speak Infernal. It's all right. I would understand you.
So I will walk up and I will do time. And the same.
Yeah. Well, whilst you're perhaps in this kind of black-eyed demonic state, perhaps Meave is more appropriate than their actual name.
Meave.
Oh, I wish I had some mead. And I'll just start thinking about a nice glass of mead, thinking that's what he said instead.
So you choose time, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
You chisel the rune for time, and you try and affix it into this podium. It slots in, but those claws keep it there, and the crystal shatters.
Interesting. Okay.
Was that on the same side as the memory one, or was it across? You said there's 4.
Yeah, so memory one's first on the left. This one that you're trying to put into is first on the right, and then there's another one second on the left, another one second on the right. So they're sort of like in a square around this lever. But unfortunately, time was not correct.
Okay.
And okay, it's just okay. Did we try wind?
No.
That was my first instinct, but yeah, we'll
it's fair.
try it. Try it.
For ease of
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
you chisel the infernal rune for wind, put it in, and that crystal shatters to pieces.
Okay.
Okay.
On mountain.
Sorry, did I mishear? I thought the riddles were printed near the pedestals that they were.
They are, yes.
Supposed to
Yeah,
represent.
they're imprinted in infernal runes.
Okay.
They're just wrong.
So which pedestal are you at right now?
You're at the
I can
front,
go to any.
You're at the front left one, which was the one that you guys were trying to get for time. But time was wrong. I feast upon mountains, yet never taste their stone. I bend the backs of monarchs until they kneel alone. Steel cannot wound me, magic cannot bind me. Every soul you've ever known has carried me behind them.
Oh, that's the way that's typed out. I missed that bottom bit.
Yeah.
Shadow.
It's age.
Age.
Yeah,
that's what I was
age. I
thinking,
would have said
maybe.
age. Yeah.
Age, yeah.
But shadows. I'd probably put age first. Yeah.
Yeah,
You inscribe the demonic rune for age, and the teeth lock in around the crystal, and it hovers and starts to glow blue. You have completed 2 out of the 4. Another mechanical sound happens deep within the stone face under the lever.
Could go for the sun next.
Yeah.
Or light,
That's
if that's
pillar
not the correct one.
4, I think.
It was the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah,
void
that's the
names were
last-
his oldest enemy.
Yep.
Do I notice anything happening to me while I'm holding this chisel? Like, is it like an effect where I should be putting the chisel down, or is holding it?
No,
too late, you're in now.
It's simply just altering your immediate physical self and your mindset to only be able to hear infernal language.
Nothing to worry about, clearly.
Yeah. Chiseling the infernal rune for sun, the crystal shatters. Chiseling the infernal rune for light, the crystal locks in, glows blue, and starts to glow.
Well done, Gage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Close enough.
So now there is just one more. I am forged without hammer, broken without blade. The strongest fortress ever built can crumble where I fade. Kings have traded kingdoms for me. Friends have died to keep me true. Once shattered into countless shards, few ever gather all I knew.
Honor, courage, and faith is what I'm running.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust.
Trust, I
Trust.
think.
All trust. Yeah.
You have the chisel, Maeve. What are you writing?
Trust.
Trust. You
No
engraved
pressure.
the infernal rune for trust, and the teeth lock around the crystal, and it glows blue. Boom, 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 boom. The chisel disappears from your hand instantly. Your eyes revert to its normal color as these crystals are humming and hovering all around this lever. What do you guys want to do?
As I
Well,
walk back up the stairs, I just gotta look at Maeve and say she should have kept the look. It looks good.
Well, why don't you finish the job there, Mead,
And
and just
I-
pull that lever?
I thaumaturgy my eyes black and smile.
Very pretty.
pulling the lever, guys.
Is there one
yeah.
lever or 2 levers, like one each side?
There's just one in this room, but there's a whole other room. You pull the lever, and above you, you hear this. As you can feel the ground start to shake around you, dust and bits of gravel start falling from the ceiling, and as you would climb the stairs back up to the landing port, just outside the portcullis, you would see this huge cogwheel starting to turn, but it seems to be getting like stuck at a certain point as it cannot pull the bridge up. It needs the other one to be able to move. You see that the crazed individual in the cell being like, they're doing it, shut the fuck up, she's gonna hear you. As like he's getting excited for you. Descending down the other set of stairs, unless there's anything anyone wants to do before you guys do that.
No, I'm just gonna now confidently walk down there.
Okay. Confidently walking down there, do me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
As he falls down the stairs.
You were just waiting, weren't you? I know. So,
This is the confidently with the capital C.
That's a
Yeah.
natural 20
Nice.
Hey.
for a total of 19.
Woof, you duck instantly as your instinct tells you to duck, as this huge metal chain, animated, reads out towards you to try and like snare you and grab you and pull you in, but you duck and feel the wind across the top of your hair, across the top of your luscious blonde hair. You feel this chain whoosh, and as you step back to the wall, you see that there are 6 chains, wraithing, animated, and they are guarding anyone from getting close to the second lever. You see, however, when you are in there, there is an engraving on the last step of this stairways, which in Infernal reads, "Light obscures the path." There are 12 lit torches around this room, engulfing this place in blue light, and you see there are hundreds of infernal runes that are painted on the floor, on the walls, and on the ceiling. What would you like to do?
How far away is the lever?
Probably around 30 feet.
Cool. Could I use Mage Hand just reach all the way through and pull the lever, please?
You can do. It gets batted away instantly by these chains, and wouldn't be strong enough to pull the
Fine.
lever anyway.
Fine. It was a cheap attempt. It was a cheap attempt. Sorry.
Can I?
Maybe Maeve can use
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy to blow it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, seeing it said light obscures the path, I will dim all of the torches.
Yep.
Now I need to make a dim. Nothing
Dim.
happens.
Extinguish.
I don't know if I can extinguish with thaumaturgy.
Can you use wind to blow it out?
Yeah, I'll just try and just do something to blow
That's
out the.
That's cool. You can snuff out. You have to do one by one, so you'll probably just be watching Maeve just focus on this, just like one by one as these 12 torches.
I nearly lost my goddamn head coming down. Do you guys see that shit? That was wild. The health and safety around here. No.
As soon as you do, it is horrifying from this point on. The only light is from the top of the stairs, and you are just hearing, like, imagine like a chain like being whipped. That sort of like ferocity to this thing. You are in a pitch black room and just hearing this.
I will
all around
stand
you.
as close to Gregor's hip as I can. So if any pain come out,
And dark vision?
You would notice that with dark vision, you can see them. You can see these animated chains writhing around. You notice that there are 5 runes that have been illuminated in a neon blue. Some of which are on the ceiling, one of which is on the floor, 2 are on the western wall, and one's on the other one on the left hand wall. You see that. You see that each of these runes are different, apart from 2 of which are the same. What do you want to do?
what
Would
do
I
the runes say
recognise
any
the-
specific words? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you say the same thing. Would I recognise the runes to either be letters, words, or numbers in Infernal?
You know these to be letters of the Infernal language / alphabet.
Can I have the letters?
You can indeed. You have K, A, Z, and H.
And which
Were
one
2
was
of them not the same?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The A is doubled.
Hmm.
Which one was on the ceiling?
The K.
I don't know if you will allow this because the spell says it's at a creature. But can I throw a sacred flame at one of the runes?
You can indeed. A sacred flame descends on one of these runes. Scorch marks appear over it, and that neon blue turns white into a radiant sort of energy.
And when I snuff out my sacred flame, does it still stay lit white?
For around 30 seconds or so before the demonic corruption starts to then bleed into it again.
Okay.
Did anything else happen with her?
With who, sorry?
Did anything else happen when she did that? Or just the change in color?
Just a change in color. It seems that although a cantrip or although a sort of mediocre divine spell, it still had an effect on the demonic corruption to sort of purify or restore it somewhat.
Okay.
Can I chuck a firebolt with one of the runes to test the theory?
Firebolt hits the rune and nothing happens. A scorch mark
Fine.
upon the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, fine. Best I've got is Azka, as in Az'ketral prison. The best I've got.
I'd
are
like
those
to
letters.
use Starry Wisp.
Starry Wisp?
Specifically, it does allow for objects. Yeah.
Are you casting it on one of the runes?
Yeah, the K on the ceiling.
Okay. Casting it onto it, Starry Wisp. How does this look? What would it look like to the rest of the party?
Soft motes of light kind of drifting up towards the ceiling lazily and soaking into the stone. As they do so, it kind of lights up with divine light.
Soaks into the stone. You watch as these animated chains trying to like attack or snuff out the lights, as is their purpose. The motes of light soak into the stone, glow momentarily around the stone before fading.
What was the name of the processor?
Yeah,
Does anyone
exactly.
remember?
There's not enough letters there.
His name was Shathak.
Yeah, I've got Azka as best. I've got AZAKAH.
Can I do a history check to see what the temple was called before it was a prison? If I would know that.
You can do, yeah. Do me a history check.
One second. Oh, not great. 6.
A
You
6.
can inspire yourself.
That's not going to do it.
It may have gone by many names. If indeed it did have a name, anyone who would know would either be far too old to be able to utter its words, or it's lost within a tome somewhere. But thinking on this tangent alone as what words you guys would know, anyone who speaks Infernal can do me an intelligence check, and the DC is set at a 16 to see if you can try and put any of these words together.
Yeah, I
Just
definitely
a straight
would.
intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
16 on the number.
Oh, fuck me.
Literally a 10 plus a 6.
17.
11.
11. With a 16 and 17,
Plus 0.
you would know the word yield in Infernal is akaz.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
I was there. Yeah. Can I just say Akas then? Akas.
You say
Yeah.
that, and you hear all these whipping sounds cease.
Yeah.
And you hear the sound of clanging metal hit the floor around you. What do you want to do? Still pitch black in here.
I'll light the torches.
Hold a second.
I would have already done it. You didn't know I was doing it. It was
True. Now carry on then.
Blue flame engulfs this place, and you guys now see that the same runes that are attributed to Akaz are still lit blue. The rest of them are black, and nothing but an empty podium stands with a lever. All these chains are seemingly dormant.
Let me reach out my mage hand and pull this lever if I may now, before anyone steps forward or do anything else.
Your mage hand extends from you, wraps around the lever, but is not strong enough to pull it, for it can only pull 5 pounds.
As an improved my religion wizard, it can pull up to 30 pounds. Up to 30 pounds of my school of illusionary stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. It moves the lever.
Yeah.
You start to hear a more metallic clanking, this more as chains start to move throughout the ceiling, and as you walk up, you would see this bridge in front of you starting to lower, as you indeed have solved this little puzzle that I had for you guys. Very well done.
Nice.
You now stand as this bridge lowers. You would hear the clapping of this guy behind you. They did it! They did it! Now get me out! Please get me out! An arrow sticks in his head. He just flops, completely dead. You stand at the base of this 120-foot bridge as it has landed on the other side. The arrow was fired by an imp standing on the other side, holding a crossbow.
Bastard.
As he goes, get them, they escaped! He stands on... In fact, I'll show you guys. He stands on one of these... You see, like, almost like the top of, like, towers, like archery towers. They are suspended by chain, these big cement stone sort of circular platforms. You see he's standing there as these two imps run onto the bridge with spears in their hand. As you all stand there, preparing yourself for what's to come, you hear... and watch from the darkness above, from a fogged cloud and a blackened sky of this chasm, a huge 17-foot troll infused with demonic influence lands and just squashes both of these imps. He stands, the bridge shakes. He looks at you, burning infernal blue eyes. And that's where we're going to end the first session of Az'ketral Prison. Pick up next time when we watch these guys fight off against whatever the fuck this monstrosity is on this bridge. Guys, for me as the DM, to you guys as the players, you did fucking amazingly. Thank you guys so much. And for everyone watching at home, thank you for joining in on the Escape for Az'ketral Prison. This has been session 1 of this short form campaign. We'll see you next time. Bye now.